You know, you know. What is up, everybody? Welcome to our show, Timeless Gamer, where the games and gamers grow older while the gaming experiences will remain timeless.
Timeless.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Timeless Gamer is the weekend podcast show that discuss everything about video games under new management na po tayo, guys. Under Pinoy Retro Gaming, Yahoo.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, guys, so you can still catch our live and previous shows. They are all still available for streaming by going to the Facebook pages of Pinoy Retro Gaming
Yeah.
and dito po sa page ni Papa M. Kaka-computer mo yan. Or you can also go to our newly installed YouTube page, Timeless Gamer PRG. Okay? Unfortunately, Timeless Gamer is already taken by somebody else. So, if you're going to YouTube, type in Timeless Gamer PRG. All right? Not to be confused para po makita niyo din po yung so we are slowly transitioning all of our archive files sa aming YouTube page para mas streamline po ang lahat ng ang aming previous live shows, so you guys can pretty much see and hear our previous podcast episodes, no? And you can still listen to our audio format. We are no longer under Wakalas Radio, so we made our own podcast channel to. So it's Timeless Gamer pa rin. Available na po yan sa Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. So apat po na platforms po available po ang Timeless Gamer. So just search for Timeless Gamer sa Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and that should cover all of the platforms, whichever devices that you are using. No? So, guys, it's a wonderful show for this weekend. Kung mapapansin nyo, the title itself, we are going back to the PS1 once again. This time to discuss hidden gems. So, for the hidden gems, it's one of those episodes that was suggested by Sir Joel. Speaking of which, introductions. Banyaga native guys, Sir Joel.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are. Welcome to Timeless Gamer.
All right. Si Sir Ray of Pinoy Retro Freak.
What's up, guys? What's up? What's up?
Siyempre, ang mga OGTG natin dito. OGTG.
OGTG, yes.
Mga ogtog.
Mga matatanda na.
Tingnan natin si Baby Boy RV.
Baby boy.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat.
Alright. And siyempre, ang Mr. Dreamboy po ng TG at ang PRG, Papa M.
Hello. Good evening.
Alright.
What's up?
So, guys, medyo lima lang kami ngayon, but
Medyo
meron
lima.
pa pong hahabol mamaya.
Medyo lima.
Medyo lima.
Meron pang habol mamaya. So, sa mga nasa chat ngayon dyan, happy evening po sa inyo dyan. Happy weekend. Charatatat, how you all doing today? Just go.
What's up, guys? What's up?
What's up? Mga nasa chat yan, mga taga PRG, hashtag, mga team Bogus
Medyo ba
Gold,
na?
mga team Big.
Gold is gold.
And also saying hi to everybody who we're sharing the live stream to all the other groups like Pinoy Tambayan ng Abroad. What you call this?
Thank you.
I shared the stream to Pinoy. Let's see. A lot of Pinoy groups like the Pinoy Tambayan of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Pinoy streamers, gamecasters, vloggers, Pinoy streamers of YouTube. And all the other groups, welcome. If you guys are going to be hanging around, we love having company and we love having everybody here with us.
All right. So, natin patagalin, guys. As per tradition, we are going to our segment that we like to call Ano ang computer mo? Visit ka!
Yeah.
Kung saan we tend to brag.
Absolutely
and
love
tell
that intro.
Our latest acquisitions po or kung naman po yung mga nilalaro namin for the last few days. So, unahin po natin syempre. Si RV, baby boy RV, let's see anong meron ka kapatid.
Ayun, ang kina-computer ko ngayon, last week I finished Baton Kaitos.
Oh,
Nice.
one.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Parang Kaitos one.
it was 93 hours.
93
What?
hours.
Ang haba niya. Grabe, lalo na yung these two.
Ah, mahaba
And
yung
currently, ang kina-computer ko ngayon is yung Baton Kaitos Origins.
Hmm.
So, it's a prequel of Baton
Hmm.
Kaitos. So, yan. Ang acquisition ko ngayon, actually, para kay Maynard to.
Nice.
Anak. Sige.
Anak
This
na.
is the Kingdom
Uy.
Hearts.
Kingdom
Ooh,
Hearts.
nice one.
The story so far?
All in
Yeah.
one package, yes.
All in
Yan ba-
one
yan ba-
package.
Yan ba yung nakuha ko sa'yo?
Ah,
Story so far naka Kingdom Hearts 3.
Tsaka 3, yes.
Right.
So
Nandiyan
if
po
you
lahat.
were, if you were,
I heard of
But-
that game. Yan ba yung talagang as in lahat?
Yes.
Even with the PSP and the DS.
I
Yes.
think,
yes.
Nandiyan lahat.
If
Really?
you were completely unfamiliar
Collection.
with the Kingdom Hearts series, this is the game to get. This is the set to get.
So yung mga 2.5, 3.5, 2.5, 1.25,
Yeah.
Yes.
Bali wala yun.
dead na yun.
Although
Ah.
some of them, not necessarily the games themselves, they made them into a video na lang from beginning to end that you can
Yeah,
watch.
that's true.
Right.
From in one sitting, ganon.
But you can still play all of the games na nandoon.
Yes,
Oh,
a lot of
really?
the games are playable. Pero some of the games like
Not all. Parang pa-
which ones RV? Some of them like the 3DS games, not necessarily are
Like Dream Drop Distance.
are not necessarily
Yeah.
playable, but they're watchable from beginning to
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
Watchable.
Yung lahat lang siya ng movie.
So if you're familiar with the video game movie series, Gamer's Little Playground on YouTube, like you can watch the game from beginning to end. It's almost like streaming it. That's the way
Right.
it goes.
So basically you cannot play every
Not
title.
every single one.
So
No.
kailangan mo pa rin laro yung iba.
Yes.
If
So
you- if
I
you're-
guess it's like it's a way to completely catch up with the lore of
Right,
Kingdom
okay.
Hearts. Yes. So I'd say a good
Wala lang.
75% of it is playable. RV, do you think?
Yeah, 75%.
Mhm.
Actually, 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. So 70%. That's good enough. Heck, if you if you're like my missus, who's a huge Kingdom Hearts fanatic, and she just wants everything all in one go, this is the set to get.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
sulit siya.
Mm-mm.
All right. So, yun daw guys. So, Kingdom Hearts, the story so far, and Kingdom Hearts 3. Acquisition daw ni RB para daw kay Papa M.
Para kay Papa M. Nice.
Speaking of
So,
Papa
yun yung
M,
acquisition ni M.
Alin?
si Papa
Hindi,
M.
yun, hindi yun na yun. Wala akong acquisition ngayon eh. Yan sinabi na ni RB.
Pero
Acquisition.
Ayun na yun.
lalaro mo ngayon.
Yun na yun.
Wala akong update na ngayon. The usual pa rin. Tawag dito, Sukoden 2 sa PS1. Ayan, total PS1 din naman tayo dito.
Mhm.
Tapos, yung... Actually, dun sa Sukoden, yan, sabihin ko na lang din. Katatapos lang namin kay Luca. So, Luca is dead. So,
Spoiler!
Ayun. Spoiler, Luca is dead. Tapos, dun sa Pokemon Yellow na dapat tapos ko na noong nakaraan, nainis ako kay Lance kasi sobrang daya nung set ng Pokemons niya. Sayang. Basta only dapat kasi hindi unlimited yung technique or moves ng certain Pokemon doon. So pagdating mo sa Pokemon League, pagdating mo kay Lance, only yung Blizzard niya. Binilang ko pa naman strategically, lamang ako sa potion. So ayun, wala, nainis lang kami. Tapos
Binilang mo talaga yun, eh?
binilang ko yun. Tapos yung bookworm, nalaman namin unlimited yung ano niya. Kasi lagpas 30 plus na yung Blizzard ni Dragonite. So,
Minsan nag-aano kasi yun.
Napaka-imposible.
Parang yung desperation.
Napaka-imposible. Hindi. Talaga, 30 plus. Naubos ang max potion ko eh. Kayang-kaya yun ni Doking eh. Ayun, wala 'di ba, madaya. So, ayun, ano bang the usual? Ayun yung the usual ko ngayon, yung dalawa, tapos Monster Rancher saka Monster Rancher 2 sa PS1 tapos Bookworm. Ayan yung main ko ngayon. So, yung iba naman supporters games na. Ayun. Sa acquisition wala yun, nasabi na ni RB. So, wala ako ngayon. Baka next week meron.
O yun.
Yes.
Thank you for that, Papa M. So, yun na yun guys. Puntaan nyo na lang yung, page ni Papa M para mas updated kayo. Lalo-lalo
Yes.
na yung Suikoden, the Tagalized version.
Tagalized, yes. Suikoden ko nga pala, Tagalized.
Telenovela yun.
Yes.
Mas
telenovela.
maganda yun kaysa sa ano.
Anime sa gabi.
Mas maganda yun kaysa sa probinsyano.
Kagaya ng mga pinapanood natin ng mga panahon ng mga years ng mga 2K ganon, yung mga Sedi ang Munting Prinsipe or Sara, yung mga ganon niya, no. Yan
Prime time kasi yung kay M, so dapat mga probinsyano yung mga ano niyan.
Mga probinsyano.
Yung mga telenovela ng GMA. Yan. Pero mas panalo yung kay M.
Magulat kayo, ladies and gentlemen, yung mga pangalan ng mga characters pinapalitan ni Papa M. May Lavinia, may Becky.
Si Becky. Ayun, doon sinakarin Gina nakaraan. Sinakarin, Sara.
Naman. Definitely mas interesting yung yung voice acting at saka yung characterization ni Maynard.
Yes. Iba ng boses kahit isang tao lang, no?
Hirap lang ako sa babae.
Dali lang yan. May iipitin ka lang ng konti niyan.
Ang hirap ng babae. Tapos malambing. Parang lahat sila doon malambing at malandi.
Kaya yung Harvest Moon na gameplay.
Seryoso.
Puro babae na.
Wala, hindi ko naman dinadab yun. Hindi ko naman sila dinadab doon. So, ayun.
Alright, thank you for that,
guys.
Papa
Thank
M.
you.
How about si Sir Ray? Anong meron kay Sir Ray?
Ayun, dapat meron akong pang show and tell na bongga eh. Pero next week na lang. Papakita ko na next week.
Tell them about your
Ayun, nag-test stream na ako ng by the way, yung nilalaro ko pala is Legend of Ligaya. Nasa episode 4 na tayo. At the same time, may balak akong laruin through Game Boy Color. It's called Resident Evil. Na-hype kasi ako nung lumabas yung trailer ng Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yes.
So, I decided na mag-ask sa PRG page kung may gusto ba silang laruin na Resident Evil game. So, yun nga, may lumabas na, Resident Evil Gaiden. Gaiden ba?
Gaiden, yeah.
So, yun, eventually lalaruin ko siya within these days. Pag okay na yung schedule. So, yun. At the same time, shoutout kay Toffee. Yan, pinakita na kita. Toffee, Mr. Fries ko. Yun nga, nag-live testing ako kanina nung retro console na medyo long overdue na tayo. Maganda naman yung naging output, walang FPS drop, walang lagging. Na parang pakiramdam ko kasi that time dahil Dreamcast siya, at the same time mga Nintendo 64 na kailangan mataas ang FPS rate, maglalag. So thank God, yun nga, hindi siya naglag. As in, smooth sailing yung Dreamcast saka Nintendo 64 when playing. So, yun.
Nice. So I'm looking forward to watching the replay of Raymond's stream. Check it out at Retro Freak Raymond's page. The replay of Super Console X Pro's testing of Dreamcast and N64 games. I personally am looking forward to watching that. I want to see how nice the performance is because I personally am planning on getting one too.
What's up? Shoutout kay Sir Eric Sabs. Yan. Mga nagpapa-shoutout kayo, ano ba ako?
DJ, Mr. DJ. Pwede ba mag-request?
Thank you for that, Sir Ray. Si Sir Joel. Feeling ko meron din to eh.
Okay, sige. So in my case naman, for my gameplay in my channel, Banyagang Native, as you can see right here. Recently, I started co-streaming with my daughter, Alexandria, and we started off on the game called Rhapsody for the PS1, the musical RPG. Inumpisahan ko yan particularly because of the fact na naumpisahan ko siya long ago, 20 years ago, siguro mga 15 to 20 years ago. I never actually completely went through with it because it seemed, dahil sa dami na mga naglabasan ng mga games nun dati, hindi ko na siya na ituloy. But I started off on it because it's very anime, it's very simple, and it's a nice introduction as an RPG to my 8-year-old daughter, and she absolutely loves that game. When she saw it, she started off and she said, "It's all right," but as it went, she started liking the storyline. She started liking the love story. She started liking the gameplay, and before I knew it, sinasabi niya, "Dad, wag kang magi-stream. Don't stream without me. If you're gonna play Rhapsody, don't stream without me." So that's what I'm gonna be going through for the next few episodes of Related. But my acquisitions for this week are well, not acquisition for the week, but I've had a few of them for a little while already. But I just wanted to show them off. This is going to be inspired by Master Jeremiah of Freemorn Facebook gaming page, also on twitch.tv, Freemorn PH. You guys can catch our friend Master Jeremiah J. De Jesus. He is our resident Pokemon expert, and if you guys have any questions about Pokemon, he's the guy to talk to. I wanted to show that this is
Pokemon expert.
Yes, resident Pokemon expert. I wanted to show that this is my acquisition: Robotics Note Elite Dash and Elite Notes Double Pack. I seem to recall that this is a visual novel about the usual anime high school kids and everything trying to save the world as otakus do. Visual novels, I'm not really big on them, but I am willing to give them a shot. And I seem to recall that this is supposed to be an anime. It's supposed to start off as an anime or something. So my daughter Alexandra being a huge anime fanatic, I'm going to be playing this in the near future. But since this is some kind of special edition, the day one edition, I decided not to crack this open. I decided to get the Switch version na lang. Ito ang bubuklatin ko, and we'll play this together on handheld or on the TV. As for the para kay Mrs. naman, I wanted to reconnect with her. I wanted to connect with my Mrs. a little bit more. My Mrs. started off gaming on the Atari 2600. So I never had an Atari 2600. I started off my gaming with the ColecoVision and Famicom, Japanese Famicom. So gusto ko sanang matuto ng konti kung ano yung talaga naging experiences niya. So I brought out this old chestnut.
Flashback.
Atari
Flashback.
Flashback Classics Volume 1. According to this, it has 50 games inside of it. And I wanted to play through a few of the games on the
Just
Atari
50?
2600. Sorry, Jonas.
Just 50?
Just 50. Yeah.
Yes.
Sa Blu-ray capability ng PS4,
I know.
they can only put in 50.
50 so far because they divided it into 3 volumes apparently. They
Super
had
volume.
Ay,
Gano'n naman si Atari, nagbo-volume.
Kaya nga
Para sinataito yan.
Exactly. So in this
Sinataito,
case,
sinasega.
50 games dahil peperahan nila tayo. Ako, 3 volumes worth of 50 games apiece. Yes, Maynard.
Actually, may nilabas din yata na Flashback Mini. Diba?
Yes,
Nung
the
nakaraan.
Flashback Mini. I actually
Hindi ko lang
have
alam kung ilan lang laman nun.
The Atari Flashback Mini, I have to check that. I think that had 90 games inside of it.
Mas marami pa yun.
Yeah, it's not as voluminous, pero eventually, like I said, I wanted to connect with the Mrs.'s childhood experience of playing Atari 2600, so I got this one. As you can see, I got it for $19.99, $20 essentially. And I wanted to find out how playing Atari games actually was, because honestly, when the Atari first came out, I wish that I had it, pero I did not have the chance to get it because hindi masyadong malaki ang budget ng pamilya dati. Talaga nag-ipon na lang kami to get the Famicom when it first came out. But the Atari 2600, it seems to have simple graphics, but it looks like it's got some interesting gameplay too. So subukan ko. The Mrs. brags about the fact constantly na natapos niya yung EP. And
The ET sa 2600?
ET for 2600. Palagi niya sinasabi natapos niya yan. Pinagtsagaan daw niya yung dati. Yes, Maynard. What was that?
Ang hirap nun.
Kaya nga, yun nga, pinagmamalaki ni Mrs. eh. Kaya yan, natapos ko yan dati. No? Sabi ko, sige nga, masubukan ko nga yung ET. Titingnan natin kung magagawa ko, kung kukuha ko yung karanasan na naranasan na niya dati, na tinapos niya yung ET.
So, bagay, ayan, kasama din yan sa most controversial games ng
most controversial
Atari.
games. Yes, we talked about it before in Console Wars and in some of the a couple of the episodes now.
Buyer's Remorse.
Yes, exactly. The ET was one of the games that caused the downfall of the video game industry, the video game crash of 1983.
All right.
There you go. Thank you very much. Back to you, Jonas.
All right, thank you for that, Sir Joel. So before ako naman, bigyang bati sana yung mga nandiyan dyan sa chat, kay Maria Rizel Bondok, of course, yung mga ka-PRG members dyan, sina Tres Natad, sina Master Jeremiah, sina Sir Juan de Marcos na dumaan na din dyan, and of course si Mamuchu na rumarangkada sa Tekken kanina.
Yes, go Mamuchu.
All right. And of course, sina Regan Cruz and si Sir Gami Tagle and si Sir Tofi. All right. Thank you.
And hello to Miss Maria Rizel Bundok right there on the chat.
So, sa akin naman, guys, ano nga ba? Not necessarily new acquisition, but I don't think nababanggit ko sila since we start doing this show. So sige, isa-isahin natin. So East Origin.
East Origin, nice.
This is the Asia version. I remember this one nung nag-field trip kami ni na RV Sir Carlo.
Wow.
Papunta sa nung uwi ako ng Pilipinas. Ito yung nabili ko sa farmers market nung pumunta tayo, RV. And then your East Lacrimosa of Dana, the Day 1 edition. This one here has the music CD still on it and the art book. East Memory of Celceta.
Oh, nice.
Hindi pa siya hindi pa siya bukas, it's still sealed.
Yeah. Memories is
Memories
that
of Celceta.
7 or 6?
I have no idea. Sa totoo lang, guys, I never played East before.
Oh, okay.
Only because it's one of those action RPGs na I really don't like action RPGs kasi pinalaki ako sa turn-based.
Same here.
But I'm willing to give them a shot eventually. So this is the PAL edition. I'm not sure what's the difference between if there's any difference, but I don't think so.
Joel, na-release ang Celceta after 7.
After 7. Oh, okay.
7 ang sa PSP tapos lumabas sa Vita yung Celceta.
Okay.
And then the last one, thank you for that, Papa M. Is Monstrum Nox.
Yes, that's the newest one.
The newest one. So hindi siya sealed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I got the CD, the audio CD, the actual game, then the art book still intact.
Very nice.
Panalo.
You know what? Akala ko sealed to. I never really checked what's inside of it. Okay, mga inserts lang tsaka mga download content code. All right. So, yun guys. Mga East games for the PS4 available for the PS4. I think meron pa mga East games for the PS4 aside from these ones. Pero ito pa lang yung meron ako. So, East Origins, Lacrimosa of Dana, Memories of Celceta, and Monstrum Nox. So that's it for my show and tell. And I'm gonna give it back. Oh,
yeah, I'll admit. When I first saw YS, I always pronounced it as Wise. You know, I didn't know. I didn't know how to pronounce it way back when. Wise. Turns out it's pronounced as East. Pala.
East. I had to Google that up, guys.
Same.
Iba nga YS.
YS
Yeah,
or
YS.
or Wise, you know.
Pero ayun nga may na pronunciation is.
East. Yeah.
Is. Actually sa Famicom pa siya nagsimula. Meron yata ako sa Famicom
Yes.
una.
Oh, okay.
I think meron din yata rin sa sa what's that one? PC Engine.
After
Mm.
ng Famicom. PC
Yeah.
Engine. Siguro yung is 2, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna give it back to Sir Joel because after this segment, guys, Sir Joel will take the helm para siya na po magdadrive ng ating show for this evening. But I
All
think
right.
we have some gaming news, related news, no?
Yes, we do have a little bit of gaming news today. As anybody, as people who have been monitoring video games recently, there have been a few releases. May konting mga bagong nagsilabasa ng mga bagong games recently. The most prominent of which is Metroid Dread. One of the shout out to Bel Valenzuela who's been streaming Metroid Dread on his channel on Belgian BLJN. Check out his stream of Metroid Dread. Really good gameplay, and kinakapa niya yung game. But the more interesting news that just came out recently is a game that came out kasabayan ng Metroid Dread. It's called Far Cry 6. Now, Far Cry 6 has a segment. If for those of you who are not familiar, Far Cry is a series of open world shooter games where you accomplish missions in different parts of the world. Particularly in Far Cry 3, it was a Caribbean island, if I remember correctly. Far Cry 4 was set in an island, in a place in Asia closer to Malaysia style. So like you're working with and against a despot that you're fighting against. But in Far Cry 5, it was in America, rural America naman. In Far Cry 6, which got released, was it yesterday or the day before, there is a segment in Far Cry 6, which is set in Cuba. And naging controversial siya because the segment in Far Cry 6 was, sa mga familiar sa atin sa Pilipinas, is based on a game called Sabong, which is cockfighting. Two roosters
Cockfighting.
Yes, cockfighting. Two roosters. Mukha mo Maynard eh, no? Alam mo na umaandar sa utak mo. Anyway.
Ibang cockfighting po.
Ibang hindi espadahan. Pero the fact is, two roosters from two ends of a coliseum, maghaharapan sila and magpapatayan sila. So in that sense, because cockfighting is actually a pretty prominent sport in Spanish-based cultures. So in Spanish cultures like the Philippines, Cuba, sometimes in Mexico, it's part of the culture. But the latest news is that PETA, the organization for the ethical treatment of animals, has raised concerns or has sounded the alarm that they want the publisher Ubisoft to take out that portion of Far Cry 6 from the game because they think that it is unethical to show roosters fighting each other, which is hypocritical. Personally speaking, this is the editorial portion na. That's the bit of news, because PETA, which is infamous for having concerns for animals but not for human concerns or human welfare, palagi silang concerned ron sa mga rights ng animals, like horses being too tired, so bawal na mga kalesa or things like that, or dogs being leashed, have launched a petition to take out the portion of cockfighting from Far Cry 6, citing cruelty to animals. Now, the editorial portion of it is PETA, as per usual, is being hypocritical because of the fact na they are only concerned with the welfare of virtual animals, virtual roosters, and they're really not at all concerned about the let's admit, Far Cry 6 is a game that has a lot of violence. You shoot people, you kill people, you run people over. They don't care. Their only concern is the animals. So my personal take is, it feels like PETA is just grandstanding na naman dito, and they really don't even understand the context of the game itself, because the game is set in a Spanish-based dictatorship in Cuba. And part of their culture is having cockfights in the street. The game itself focuses on getting the feel of that culture and showing it to people. In a way, it's a very good thing because it shows people what the culture of a different country is all about. But what can I say? Grandstanding na naman. Let's gather the opinions of everybody in the podcast right now. Starting with Raymond. Raymond, what's your opinion on this?
Where? Sa cockfight?
Yes.
Pakailamera talaga PETA ever since.
Yes. Agreed. Mhm.
With the real, yun nga, sabi ko nga, with the real cockfight, wala silang pake. Pero
Mhm.
yung mga ganyan, yung pwedeng pagkaperahan, yung may with attorney, something, may ano pa, dyan sila pumapalo eh. Kaya
True.
parang wala na rin wala rin kwento yung ginagawa nila eh. Parang
Mhm.
pera-pera na lang yan.
They're fighting for relevance, honestly.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
Mhm. Maynard, what's your opinion on it?
Actually, ewan ko bakit kailangan pa nila sa dami-dami na. Sobrang dami na lumabas na laro na maraming gambling.
Mhm.
Yakuza pa lang, meron ng gambling.
Oh, yes. The
Di
Yakuza
ba?
series.
Nagpo-promote na rin ng gambling sa Yakuza. Bakit hindi nila tinira yung Yakuza? So, dahil ba animal?
Yeah.
I don't know. Animal yung pinag-aano dito.
Mhm.
So, yung Monster Rancher hindi kasi mga monster yon na hindi naman realistic.
Yes. Oo.
Kahit mukhang cockfighting yon.
Mhm.
Hindi ko mag-get yung ano. Hindi ko mag-gets yung ano. Tapos, di ba, dito nga yata, di ba, sa Pilipinas ba legal yung ano? Yung online sabong? Di ba legal?
Online sabong.
No, legal dito.
Di ba?
Legal dito sa
Online,
Pinas.
di ba? Sa Pinas, online
Kaya
sabong.
yun yung sinasabi
Bago
ko
pa
eh.
nagkaroon ng yung mga online sabong na app, di ba dati pinapalabas pa yan sa sa TV, sa pati yung mga karera ng kabayo, derby, sasabi niya. So, sa laro bawal. Bakit, di ba? Kasi siguro, ewan ko, siguro malalaro ng mga bata, I don't know.
Hindi kasi may pera dito, dude.
That's
Yun ang
true.
gusto ng PETA.
Mhm.
Kumbaga milking cow.
Mhm. It's new, it's popular, and a lot of people are buying Far Cry 6, honestly. For me, I played Far Cry 3 and 4. Kailangan ko palaro ng 5. I definitely have plans on buying Far Cry 6, and Ubisoft is going to be making money off of this. It feels like PETA is doing a shakedown. Gusto nilang kumuha ng parte ng pera na yan.
Ganun siguro.
Yan.
Ano mo na, lagay.
Yeah.
That's true.
Padulas, something like that.
Padulas para pumasok.
Very mafia style tactics konting protection racket All right. Is RV available? If not, then let's ask Jonas for his opinion. Jo.
All right. This is PETA, no? Nasaan ng PETA? Dekada 90. Nauso ang Pokemon. Nasa ng PETA?
Yes.
Nauso ang Monster Rancher. Nasa ng PETA? Nauso ang Digimon. Nasa ng PETA? Naglalaro ako ng Chocobo Racing. Nasa ng PETA? I'm just saying.
Chocobo Racing.
Sabi nga ni Master Jeremiah sa mga duck racing, wala rin
Wala rin.
Dude,
Gallop Racing.
If you really wanna go far enough, asa ng PETA nung nauso ang duck hunt?
Duck hunt?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's true.
Nasa ng PETA?
Animal cruelty yun.
Yes.
Sabi mo
Imagine
kanina.
dog ba nakataas?
Kung si Maynard nag-drawing ng rooster, si Ray nag-drawing din sa isang papel ng isang rooster at nagsabong sila ng kanilang mga drawing. Ang PETA ba ay bigla-bigla na lang
lilitaw?
Bawal yan.
Bawal yan.
Paano natin gagawin yun ngayon
Meron bang nasasaktang totoong manok? Awan tijay de manok. Awan.
Honestly, it just feels very hypocritical of PETA. It feels very hypocritical of PETA. Pero ngayon, like I said, ngayon nagkaroon tuloy ako ng idea, Jonas, si Maynard may drawing, si Raymond may drawing. Tapos lagyan natin ng konting dice para may random na
kung sino na
sabi ni Sir Pao.
Gagawa
nasa ng PETA kung
PRG gagawa daw
hangaro.
gagawa po ang PRG ng virtual cockfighting, okay? yung pong manok po ni Papa M, manok po ni Sir Ray, and then si Sir Joel, meron po siyang 6-sided die.
Excited
Alright?
guys. Oo.
Kapag 6,
Pataasan ng tira.
sabihin,
Gano'n.
matake yung manok ni Maynard. Kapag 5, matake yung manok ni Ray. Kapag 4, nagtukaan lang sila pero wala. Kapag
Exactly,
2,
yes.
lumipad.
In essence, exactly, you're discussing it, Joe. That's exactly what's happening dito sa virtual game ng Far Cry 6. It's all numbers. It's all just a visual representation. There's no cruelty happening in actuality. But PETA, being the way they are, PETA being the crazy motherfuckers. Sorry, pardon.
Easy.
Edit.
Easy. Kalma.
Ano yun, pakisensor ha.
Kalma.
Edit and post. The insane people that they are raising an issue over virtual animals, and they're only doing it now because of the fact that it's popular, because it's making money as of the moment. And honestly, personally speaking, they're not to be considered as serious people anymore. I just don't give them the time of day anymore. They're just here for the news. Sorry, Boss Jeff. Lumusit lang sa akin. I couldn't control it. Words, man, words. I should not have said that, because sometimes emotions overtake us, and we will not. Okay. Tita Jana says, pahawak naman ng mga manok ninyo. We'll take care of that later, Jana. Pero yes, in essence, that is the news for today. The gaming news for today is that PETA has petitioned Ubisoft to remove cockfighting from Far Cry 6, but other mayhem is okay. And honestly, gaming news-wise, it's pretty crazy. Yes, Jonas. Yes, John.
Nah, I'm just saying, no. Everything else is okay, pero magpatayin na kayo, wag lang yung mga hayop.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, RV was there. Sorry about that. If RV can put in his 2 cents, what do you think about the news about that, RV?
Yeah. I heard that earlier regarding the online sabo. Nag-trending siya nung ito lang eh. So I'm not surprised na yung mga, especially PETA, magko-complain regarding that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've come to expect na people like PETA, to be honest, people like, in general, social justice warriors themselves, will insert themselves into the conversation, despite the fact that nobody really asks for their opinion. I mean, we're having a good time. Everybody's having a good time. Nobody's getting hurt. But magiging intrimitida sila. They would just shove their opinions on everybody else's faces. And honestly, they're the kind of people who are party poopers. They just destroy the atmosphere in general. First world problems, let's just say. All right. All right, back to you, Joe. That is the news for today, and we'll proceed with our discussion of this week's topic.
So this week's topics, guys, so the topic for tonight pinamagatang hidden gems, no? And we discussed about if we're going to do the hidden gems kasi ang dami niyan per console. So we decided to just stick on one. We will concentrate on the PlayStation 1 muna in regarding with the hidden gems. And for those people na medyo who are not quite familiar with the phrase, ano muna, Sir Joel, ang ibig sabihin ng hidden gem?
All right. So basically, for our purposes for this week, ang definition natin ng hidden gem ay isa sa mga game na nilabas dati na hindi siya naging popular, hindi siya naging kilala, hindi siya kumalat sa buong madla. And when you actually get the chance to play it, either through a friend's house or nakita mo lang yung gameplay sa YouTube, or maybe habang naghahalongkat ka and you bought it on a whim, you went home and played with it, you find out that it's really, really good. As in, hindi mo aakalain na you would have so much enjoyment from this one game. Nakala mo, binili ko lang yan for $5 or 50 pesos lang ron sa Changi. nasama ko lang para makuha yung quota ng buy 2 get 3 ko, gano'n, Tapos yon buy 3 get 1, pag uwi mo, yung 1 pala na yun na kinuha mo lang na extra, yung pala yung pinaka nilalaro mo, gano'n. That is our definition of a hidden gem. A hidden gem is a game that is a game na hindi sumikat ng todo. Like Toffee does say in the chat. Hindi maganda pero hindi sumikat at hindi nakilala. Meron siyang maybe it's like one of those games that became so, it's like a lot of the other games that came out the same time in the past at the same moment, pero natabunan siya, ganon. Natabunan siya. Hidden gem, which will be distinguished from a game that is underrated naman. An underrated game naman is a game na lumabas, everybody has it, everybody has an opinion on it, pero when you get to play it, it's like, wow, this is more fun than I realized. So that is underrated naman. That is our definition for this. Of course, we can adjust that definition depending on the consensus of everybody in the chat and in the panel.
They can be quite interchangeable, if one is not too careful enough with the definition. But sometimes an underrated game can be a hidden gem, but a hidden gem cannot be underrated then. Unfortunately, parang it's not necessarily interchangeable, no? So we will give it to Sir Joel because kung sa mga taong di nakakalam, Sir Joel, ang forte niya is yung mga games na hindi masyadong nalalaro ng mga tao. So we thought, okay, let's give the episode to Sir Joel to take the lead on this one. So go, Sir Joel.
Thank you very much, Joe. Sige, as Joe says, my forte is yung mga games na the weird, the strange, the unknown. Mga games na yung mga tipong kapag nakita mo dyan sa habang naghahalongkat ka dyan sa mga suki natin na isang mga balde-balde na mga PS1 games, lagi kong tumitingin, okay, kilala ito, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Legend of the Dragoon. Ano ba itong game na to, yung Star Ocean? I've never heard of this one. Sige, ito kukunin ko, ito lalaruin ko, ganon. So, for our purposes for today, we will be focusing on the hidden gems of the PlayStation 1. These are the games that we always keep seeing ron sa mga tiyangge-tiyangge o yun sa mga bilihan natin sa mga retro game store na naka-display nang walang pumapansin or walang bumibili. Siguro yung mga tindera sinasabi na para sana may bumili nito para ma-offload ko na itong inventory ko na to, ganun yan. Pero ang mangyayari niyan, ang description natin for the purposes of our discussion, we will go around the table and choose 3 games. We'll try to shoot for 3 games each. And the discussion will proceed as letter A. We will describe the game itself. Dahil honestly, marami rito sa mga games natin never heard. Some of the games that came out just came and went without anybody noticing it. Some of the games actually came out in different regions, say Europe, say Japan, things like that. Describe the game. Letter B, describe a popular game that you can compare it to or it's a spiritual predecessor of. Because most of the games that are unique, strange, have never been discussed, ay nagkaroon ng mga inspiration later on in later games na kinuha nila, oy, okay ito. Gawin natin ito, ganon, Games like Bust a Move for the PS1. Akala mo, hindi siya masyadong kilala in other countries. Nakilala siya ng todo sa Pilipinas because we are a very musical country, very musical culture. Yung mga later games na nagsilabasan like Dance Dance Revolution actually might have gotten a little bit of inspiration from Bust a Move for PS1. So that's letter B. Letter C, we will describe what makes it fun to play and unique and why you'd recommend to people, give it a shot. And letter D, we'll maybe give it a rating. For the purposes of our discussion here in Pinoy Retro Gaming and Timeless Gamer, we have a category of 3. We have the must buy, the game that you have to have in your inventory, the game that you have to have in your collection. There is the must play. Not necessarily na kailangan nasa iyo, pero malaro mo. One way or another. Hiramin mo sa kapitbahay mo, suntukin mo siya, tapos kunin mo yung collection niya. Other alternative methods, which we will, which, let's be frank, we all indulge in it every now and then. And the last category is mamaya na yan. Malaro mo siya when you get the chance, pero kung hindi, kung makamatayan mo na, no problem.
Yeah.
Harapin mo si San Pedro, sabihin niya, nalaro mo na ba yung itong game na to? Sabihin mo, hindi. All right. So
At ang last
that
one
is,
yung pang-apat is yung meh.
meh. Yan, forgot about that. The meh. Yan yung masasabi mo na ganun yan. na, yan. Na if you never played it, yun nga pala, sorry about that. The mamaya na, you will get to it pala. Sorry about that. The mamaya na, you will get to it, but the meh will be,
ayaw mo talaga.
Yeah, yun yung kapag nakamatayan ka na, okay lang, no problem. Ganun yan. Ipamana mo na lang. Ganun yan. All right. So, let us begin our discussion by choosing at random somebody who will start discussing their hidden gem on the PS1. Let's begin with Arvi. Let's begin with you. Yes.
Very random.
Very random.
Minimize mo na.
Alphabetically.
Sige, let's do alphabetically.
No choice talaga. Anyway,
Arvi.
Let's start with my first hidden gem that I can show to you. This is Omega Boost. So
Omega Boost.
Omega Boost, this is from the creators of Gran Turismo. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if nauna to or yung Gran Turismo. But kung di ako nagkakamali, this is the spiritual predecessor of Zone of the Enders. So
describe the game, Arvi.
You're playing as a mech there. What you're going to do is to lock on all of the targets. Then for each meron siyang parang level up system where you can accumulate more missiles. The more missiles that you get, the more targets that you can lock on.
This is a PS1 game?
This looks awesome, really. For those of you who are just on the audio podcast, we are showing footage of each game that we're going to be discussing today. Because of the fact that they're hidden gems, marami sa atin ang hindi pa nakakakita nitong particular games na to. So we have no idea what it looks like, how it plays. So it would be to your advantage to actually watch the video podcast of Timeless Gamer. But if not, then we'll describe the games as we go to our audio listeners. Continue, Arvi.
Basically, you can finish the game. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, basically you can finish this within 2 hours, less than 2 hours or so.
No, it's a short game then.
Yeah, they are only level stage 8 ata, hindi ako nagkakamali. It's a very short game, but it's fun. The more you progress, the more stage has been difficult, more enemies.
Oh, RV, we lost RV for a moment here.
He's back.
All right, he's back.
Revive. Ayan.
Revive. Ayan.
All right.
Yes. So the way that RV described it, it's a lot like mech combat, and RV did say that it seems to be the spiritual predecessor to Zone of the Enders. For the audience who are listening, and for those who are not familiar, Zone of the Enders is like a third-person perspective mech combat game where you go around in space shooting enemies with multiple missiles. So for those of you who are also looking at the footage right now that we have on our screen, it does look a lot like that. And for anybody who is looking at it, like me, I am personally impressed at how detailed and amazing the smoothness of the game is for a PlayStation 1 game. I'm impressed. What would you say, RV, is your opinion of what makes this game fun to play and unique?
Unique siya because of the battle mechanics. This is very similar to Zone of the Enders. Although in terms of fast pace, of course, Zone of the Enders is a fast paced game. But imagine on the PS1, from the look of the graphics, from the publisher of Gran Turismo, look at the graphics, diba?
It's amazing, honestly.
Yeah, for such a PS1 game, diba? That's what I'm amazed on this game.
Very nice. It's like the mech combat. It's how you would imagine yourself being in a Veritech fighter. For those of you who are familiar with Macross and Robotech, if you were in a Veritech fighter and you were shooting missiles at your enemies, it kind of looks and feels like that. How you would imagine it to be. All right, nice. How would you rate it, RV? Must have, must play, mamaya na yan, or me?
For those of those who fans who love mech battles, yeah, it is must play for them.
At least.
It's a very short game actually, so kaya siya within a day.
All right, nice. Okay. And that is it for Omega Boost for the PS1. Must play for mech battle fanatics. If anybody is familiar, if anybody is interested, it seems to be a game that I personally have never actually. I've seen it. I've seen the cover. I've seen the game cover. I've always passed over it whenever I bought because I'm an RPG guy. But it looks like something that I would certainly want to try now that RV has shown it to us. All right, nice. All right. Oh, next game, RV.
Next game. Okay, this is Shadow Tower from Software.
Shadow Tower from Software. From Software sounds familiar. It's the game. It's the guys who did
Dark Souls.
Dark
Bloodborne.
Souls. There you go. Okay. Very cool. So, describe the game.
Okay, the game is somewhat no tutorials. Of course, yun yung trademark ng From Software. The gameplay is a first person where you can play as a knight and your goal is to explore, I think, 7 towers, including the Shadow Tower itself. So you have to explore it. There's no map particularly. No maps. I mean, everything is been...
There's no map system? Talagang kapaan yan, ano?
Oo, talagang kakabisaduhin mo siya.
Oh my gosh, old school gaming. For all of the everyone who's listening in or watching right now, if you're looking for old school hardcore gaming, this seems to be right up your alley. All right, continue, RV.
And yes, From Software itself, this is I'm not considering the father of the Dark Souls. Of course, Kingsfield is the father. This one is the second. Very difficult game. Talagang mababato mo yung controller. Sobrang hirap ng difficulty nito. Grabe. Just there's no also level up system. The more you enemies you killed, the attributes been increased. So basically para siyang Final Fantasy 1 before yung in terms of growth, character growth. And yeah, kailangan mahaba yung patience mo dito kasi since wala siyang map, you have to memorize all of the paths.
Okay. Wow. Let's sidebar. For anybody, for all of the panelists that we have here, please feel free to toss in your opinions of the games themselves that RV is showing. And for everybody who's in the chat portion, make sure that you guys also give your opinions as to what you guys feel about what RV is showing us and if you guys think that this is something that you guys would think to play. All right, let's continue, RV. So this seems to be like one of those games na mukhang mabubunot ko yung buhok ko. Frustration yan. Mukhang magkaka-issue ako sa blood pressure ko sa paglalaro na dito sa game na to. Shadow Tower.
Di ako pwede.
Seabird pwede dyan.
Si Seabird pwede.
First person.
First person.
First person.
First person. Nako. Iloko na. Ilo na ako.
Well, describe it, RV. What makes it unique or fun to play? Of course, we're thinking about the context of the day back in the PlayStation 1 era. So mga 1995 onwards. Would this be a game that why do you think it became not very popular, or why did it not achieve its popularity?
Ang weird lang kasi, before Dark Souls, hindi ganun siya ka-popular because number one, the difficulty itself is very hard. kahit yung mga ibang From Software games like Armored Core, Echo Knight, of course. Although Echo Knight is a horror game, but that's still very difficult pa rin. There's also I forgot Eternal Ring, of course, the Eternal
Ring. Okay.
This one kasi very difficult siya. Walang guide, walang ituturo sa iyo kung saan ka pupunta. Wala, as in you have to explore. Bahala ka sa buhay mo, ika. You have to discover ano din. Believe it or not, I finished this with the help of the guidebook that I have.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's a pain in the ass. pain in the ass.
Pain in the ass.
Sarap, malapit ko nang ibato talaga yung controller sa sobrang game.
Kalma. Easy.
So it's one of the contributing factors as to why it might not have become so popular. Back in the day, it was a genre of self-masochistic type of games that sinasaktan mo yung sarili mo wasn't very popular yet though.
But until it releases the Bloodborne, the Bloodborne,
yes.
The Demon Souls, parang sabi ko, ay teka, parang mas gusto na ngayon ng mga players na na masochist type na game. Mas gusto nila yung mga challenging na game, di ba? Samantala ng mga panahon ng ganitong era, dito siya I don't know, for my personal
Yes, from your personal opinion.
Di siya ganun kapansinin. Until they release Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Bloodborne.
Yes. It was way before its time, I guess. So that's what you're saying,
Yeah.
All right. And that reminds me of, since you mentioned Echo Knight, I'd like to give a little bit of a shout out to Fox Frost, who just recently finished Echo Knight for his playthrough on his stream. That is Fox Frost of Pinoy Retro Gaming as well. And he also recommended another game called Hell Knight, I think, That's another hidden gem. I've seen his gameplay of it. It does remind me a little bit of Echo Knight and this one, Kingsfield and what was the name of this game again? Sorry. This is Shadow Tower, right?
Shadow Tower, yeah. I watched Fox Frost earlier about Echo Knight. It's a good game actually.
There you go. Nice. So your rating of this one, RB, is it must have, must play, mamaya na, or meh?
Meh.
Meh?
Surprising, really. Why?
Nakita mo pa.
well, majority of the gamers di talaga to pag lalo na kung first timer ka maglalaro. Pero kung fanatiko ka ng Dark Souls or if you want a masochist game, then must play it. Pero kung majority
kung mababa tawag dito. Kung motion sickness ka. Kung may motion sickness ka, wala. Mahirapan ka sa mga ganitong laro. Lalo na yung mga unang first person. Grabe talaga yung galaw ng yung FPS dati. Pagdating sa first person, ang dali niya makahilo. So,
okay.
May siya sa mga ganong katulad ni Asu. Marami kasi sa atin dati na hindi tumatagal. 30 minutes lang. Mga ganitong laro.
I did not know that. I did not know. For all the you who are not familiar, Asu is one of our compatriots here in Pinoy Retro Gaming. Also, he has shown up here in Timeless Gamer. He is one of our resident fighting game experts. And I did not know that Maynard did. Na meron pala siya motion sickness for first person.
Okay, ganun yung mga laro.
Ako din.
Actually, nag-try siya mag-Counter-Strike. Mga 30 minutes to 1 hour yata. Nasusuka na daw siya.
Ikaw rin, Raymond, you said.
Smooth ang FPS ng Counter-Strike. Hindi katulad nito na parang, kasi medyo, ewan ko, hindi ko maano yung may mga FPS. Katulad ng Medal of Honor, saka, sa tingin ko, mahihilo din ako. Kasi sa Medal of Honor, nahihilo ako. Iba yung FPS na Medal of Honor sa Counter-Strike Mas malala.
You were saying, Raymond?
Ako rin, same with M. Nako. Iba.
Oh, okay.
Sa akin yung Resident Evil Village nga ko lang tawag doon. Pinilit ko lang tapusin for the sake of the story. Pero putol-putol 'yun.
Mhm. So for games like Morrowind, Skyrim, Oblivion, medyo mahihirapan kayo then, I
Ayun.
see.
Hindi ko alam. Siguro pagdating din sa graphics. Kasi yung mga bagong laro, hindi na siya ganun kaano sa akin. Medyo
Mm.
hindi na ako nahihilo doon. Yan tama, sabi ni Kami Tagel. Twisted Metal, isa rin yun. Kahit third person,
Oh, yeah.
yung Twisted Metal.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm surprised kasi a lot of but then again, everybody has a particular forte. In my case, mahilig ako sa mga, like I said, yung mga unique, strange, unknown, and weird. Those are my games. So I guess if it's a little too mainstream, medyo iwas ako. Pero in this instance, it doesn't matter to me whether it's top down from the side or first person. I guess medyo malakas ang resistensya ko sa ganun. Ang curiosity ko masyadong nangingibabaw. All right, RV, do you have a third one?
Yeah. The third one is Kodelka.
Kodelka. Yes,
Kodelka.
there you go. Nice.
Kodelka is a JRPG from the prequel of Shadow Hearts. So from Saknot and Arus, developed by a story from Kodelka from the year 1800s. Yun nga, where you can explore the Niniton castle by mansion, if I'm not mistaken. The graphics wise, it's very good yung rendered yung mga ano niya, yung mga pictures niya, tsaka yung graphics. The gameplay somewhat from first when you play it, it's kind of boring because yun nga, parang
Okay.
tactical base. But when you as you progress, you will used to it. If you're familiar with your Shadow Hearts, then yan, and yung pinaka roots before. Story wise, yes, very ano siya, 10 out of 10 for me. Natapos ko siya. It's just the battle system are similar to Final Fantasy,
Okay.
except with a chessboard lighting, a tactical 3D, something like that.
All right.
Mm. Ano pa ba? Yeah, if you're fan of Shadow Hearts, then must play. Since attached talaga sa akin yung Shadow Hearts series for me.
PS2, no?
PS2.
Yep.
Yes, for those of you unfamiliar, Shadow Hearts is a series of RPGs that became more popular in the PlayStation 2 era. There's Shadow Hearts and Shadow Hearts Covenant, if I remember correctly, Maynard.
Yeah,
Tama ba yan? And
Covenant.
Mas sa ulo ni RB. Ako
Yeah.
hindi ko pa nalaro Shadow Hearts.
Oh, okay. And A New World or something like that, right?
Yes,
Arlie?
from the New World.
From the New World. There you go. Which Shadow Hearts also became popular for its unique battle system, if I remember correctly.
Yes, the Judgment Ring system. Sila lang ang meron ganung ano.
Was that present here in Kodelka yet? No.
No,
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet. But at least the lore and the final boss present din sila sa Shadow Hearts.
So it's a turn-based game, a turn-based RPG that has shall we say semi-horror atmosphere, I guess. Is that the right term for it, RB?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. I would certainly know. It's from the people looking at our podcast right now, the visual aspect of it, it certainly does come across as kind of creepy, actually. Lots of browns and reds and a few grays here and there.
Horror colors.
Horror colors.
Parang
yes, correct.
para siyang maagang 3D na persona.
Very correct, Maynard. It does come across like that, actually. Yes, that's true.
Yes.
It let's see. So it's does it tie to the Shadow Hearts series in terms of storyline?
In terms of storyline, it does tie.
It ties, okay. Storyline wise, that's then I guess it's one of those games that you actually have to play if you really want to get the whole storyline of the Shadow Hearts series. Then, okay. All right. So rating. Let's give it to the rating section then.
Must have for
Must have. Tawa si Jo, bakit? Ang lalim ng tawa ni Jo. Bakit?
must have for
Must
me.
have.
Guys,
Yeah.
if you're gonna must have this game, just go to if you go to price listing at the right at this moment, check if you can still afford it. Okay, if you
How much
really
does it go
want
for,
to must have this game, okay,
Yeah, I know.
Baka ibig sabihin, mas play lang. Kahit mas
at
play
least
lang.
must play.
Kahit
Must
mas play lang.
Pwede
Give
naman
it a
must
shot.
play lang.
If you like it, sige, go.
But how much does it go for, Jo? Question.
Yeah. The last time I checked, the cheapest one that I could have find is somewhere at the time was around $500 US.
Hindi ko, ganoon din naman ako nung during that time
Might
when
be
I
a bit
purchased.
cheaper ngayon, but I'm not sure kung anong klase. Well, that's the US version, Yung sa'yo yata Japanese,
Hindi, US to. US yung Disney to.
Okay,
Yeah, but kailan mo
pagkatapos
binili
ng podcast, paki-ambush na lang si RB, ha? Ano?
Oh, kailan mo binili yan?
Pinabili 2016 pa ata.
So if you're guys, if you are going to buy Kudelka, the US version, no, it has what 4 discs, right?
For this.
So it's a 4-disc game, and if you're going to buy it as a complete in-box CIB, go to your eBay right now, no. Good luck na lang, okay? But kung makakamura pa nga kayo, bilhin nyo na lang siya disc per disc Mas makamura yata kayo. But anyway,
right, there you go. So that is RV's top 3 hidden gems for the PS1. Quick review, that would be Kudelka, Shadow Tower, and the very first one was Omega Boost. Really good recommendations from RV. Let's just do a really quick welcome to Belle Valenzuela, Belgian, Belgian Facebook gaming page and Twitch.tv, and the head, the fearless leader of Pinay Retro Gaming. Kumusta, Belle? Kumusta ang gameplay ng Metroid Dread? I don't think your mic is working, Belle.
Ayan. Test, meron na. Ayun, wala. Ayun, addict na. Kita nyo naman. Namagi na tayo kaninang stream. Yung
Shoutout ka kay Je.
last time, di ba? Si Je, sinamahan pa ako niyan simula alas...
ako. Kasama ko yan.
Hanggang alas 5 yata kami. 5:30.
My goodness.
Nag-out ako sa duty ko, nag-i-stream pa siya. Nakauwi na ako, nag-i-stream pa rin.
Nagising ako ng madaling araw. Nag-i-stream pa din.
Oo nga, nakatulog na ako kagabi, tapos pagising ko.
Podcast po tayo, pero nag-i-stream pa rin.
Bago mag-start na.
Yeah. No, that is we've covered RVs. We'll give Bell a moment, unless he's ready now. Bell, ready ka na with your, kasi we're doing alphabetical here. Are we doing? We're continuing. We can give Bell a little moment kung kaya na niyang, kung hindi pa niya kaya, pero
saan?
laban
Ano na ba? Nasa na ba tayo?
We just did RV's top 3 hidden gems for the PS1.
Sige, pausag muna ako ng konti.
Usog ka muna. Sige, handa ka muna ng konti. Sige. We'll continue with sidebar nga pala. I completely forgot. This episode is also a little bit self-serving nga pala. Like Joe did say, I like the weird, the strange, the unknown, the unplayed, yung mga hindi kilala. And this episode, self-serving ito dahil ako naghahanap ako ng mga bagong mga malalaro at saka mahahanap ng mga game. So yung mga
Everybody likes weird.
Yes, everybody likes weird. Everybody likes strange. Everybody likes yung undiscovered gems. Lahat ng mga pinipresentan ninyo ngayon, ako ay ang nakakabenepisyo dahil naghahanap ako ng mga bagong malalaro in the near future. All right. So to continue, let's do Maynard. Let's do Maynard then.
That's not alphabetical at all.
We're doing the Chinese alphabet ngayon, Maynard.
Sumbong!
Alpha Mama.
Subukan na
Alpha
nanay mo,
Mama.
please.
Hindi, pwede ako. Sige, ako na.
Sige, Jonas, sige, let's do this. Jonas,
Before I go, Arvin, wala kang honorable mentions that you would like to add?
Yeah,
Siguro,
meron pa lang ako.
we can do
Go.
honorable mentions.
Go.
Sige.
There's also one game that I'm looking forward to get. That's Vampire Hunter for the PS.
Vampire
Hunter D?
Yes.
Where the graphics is similar to Devil May Cry.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Mm.
That's true.
It's
Vampire
one of
Hunter
those
D,
games
really dark.
na nakikita-kita mo ron sa mga tambak na ay, may malaking D sa cover pero you just never give it a shot dahil marami mga nakasabayan eh. There you go.
Then ito lang, comps. Yeah. The
Yes,
Legend of
that's true.
Dragoon and
Legend of Dragoon and Tales of
Eternia.
Eternia. Okay.
Eternia.
That's cool. That's cool.
Tingnan ulit.
One more time.
Legend of Dragoon, guys, and Tales of Eternia or Tales of Destiny for the US version.
Yes.
Mga RPG yan.
Meron pala ako nung Zone of the Enders na.
Yes.
Yung
sinasabi
Enders,
ng Zone of the
which
Enders
ties in with
ano
RB
kanina.
showing of a Mega Boost earlier.
Yan, ito yung sa ano din sa Konami. And si ano din to, Kojima. Ang favorite nyo si Kojima. Hideo Kojima.
Ano yung nakikita kong Zoe Second Runner? What is that?
Ayun, Zone of the Enders.
Yes.
Alin?
Second runner is
Second
the
runner?
part 2.
Second
Part 2 of Zombie.
So yan yung part 1. Okay. So
Oh.
kasi nakikita kong, parati ko siya nakikita naka-sale dito. Hindi na din ko lang. Kasi I was expecting na from the PS1, yung PS2, kasi kung second runner, ito yung sequel to. So hindi siya bundle na 1 and 2 pareho. So sa sequel to.
Yung
Basically.
PS3 kasi bundle na siya, yung Zoe and Second Runner. Yung sa PS4 version naman, ginawa lang siyang
Remaster.
hindi lang siya remastered, parang nag-support lang siya ng ano tawag dito, yung BR movement.
So if I'm going to get the Zoe, kunin ko yung PS3.
Yes,
Kasi
if you're
mas
one
kompleto.
mas kompleto 'yan.
Might as well. All right.
There
So,
you go.
thank you for clarification Dan, no, kapatid ng RV. So, ako naman, guys. So, syempre, I'm your JRPG guy around here dito sa PRG, sa TG, no. So,
Yeah.
I would start actually lima ang nasa akin, but I was trying to I'm trying dun sa dalawa ko, my 4 and my 5, I'm trying to debate on whether I should include them or not kasi if I'm going to rank them in according sa enjoyment factor, parang ayoko, pero as far as being a hidden gem pa rin, just because hindi ko siya ganoong I don't find any memorable moments on that game, but I still had some enjoyment every once in a while. So I'll probably start with the first one, no? Yung pinakita na rin ni RV. Let's start with this. Tales of Destiny 2.
Tales of Destiny 2 for the
Tales
PS1.
of Destiny for the PS1. So Tales of Destiny 2 for the PS1, direct sequel for not really a direct sequel, no. The first Tales of Destiny came out around 96. And then ginawa ito, Tales of Destiny 2. In Japan, it's called Tales of Eternia. But they cannot, pero sa US, hindi nila pwedeng sabihin Tales of Eternia because it's already, the word Eternia was already copyrighted by the Masters of the Universe, He-Man.
Yeah.
No? So they had to change the name. So they had to say it as Tales of Destiny 2. And if you're going to play Tales of Destiny 2 from Japan, now that's the direct sequel from Tales of Destiny. This is a completely, entirely different storyline. This is Tales of Destiny 2 in name only. Nothing has nothing in relation to the first game. In itself, you got your 4 principal characters: Reed, Farah, and kill yung best friend nila. And then there's this alien girl who came from the sky called Meredy, and then they had to embark on an
Meredy.
adventure para matulungan siyang maibalik dun sa pinanggalingan niya. And it turns out um, there's yung lugar na pinanggalingan ni Meredy is apparently there's another land on the sky called Eternia. That's Eternia or Eteria. And then kung yung nasa yung mismong lugar na nandun sila, so that's basically there are two worlds there, no? Isa, one from above, one from below. And Meredy came from above. So di nila yung mga tao doon sa baba, di nila alam na meron pala doon sa itaas. So they had to search for a way just to get up there. Eventually you'll get a few more characters. You got 8 in total, I believe. Just like Final Fantasy, they also incorporated summon dito. You got meron kang earth summon, wind summon, water, earth, time,
Yes.
dark, light, everything, no? But by going through your journey, eventually I think they are called Kraimels, no? Greater
Kraimels,
Kraimel, ang tawag nila dito. So once you get the objective was if you gather enough of the Greater Kramel's power, then you'll be able to propel yourself towards towards the other land on the sky. Battle system-wise, mas maganda siya, mas streamlined siya kumpara mo sa Tales of Destiny. There are a lot more moves here, a lot more puzzle solving. God damn it. Took me a while sa Undine stage. Was it Undine stage or Cacelsius? Cacelsius, yeah, I remember because yun yung puzzle na merong sliding ice blocks eh. Took me a while para ma-solve yung puzzle na yun.
I hate sliding puzzles.
I hate so dito na rin na-introduce yung yung mga high ogi ng mga 'di ba yung sa Tales of sa Tales games guys, kilala siya sa sa merong mga mystic arts ba. Dito na nauso 'yon. Sa Tales of Destiny, the first Tales of Destiny, wala masyado 'yon. Parang mga high-ended moves lang, mga flashy moves lang. But dito talagang in-include nila yung mga super moves dito. So the gameplay is pretty much it's an active battle system, not turn-based. Ang mga Tales games guys, they are pretty much known as being an active battle system, no? Hindi siya katulad ng ibang turn-based JRPGs na nauso doon. So if you're gonna look at the footage at the moment, ganyan siya as in. So you can run towards the enemy, you can run away, slash, jump, what have you. All of your healers, all of your magic casters at the back, all of your melee fighters go charging at the front. So it's a good game. Apparently, not a lot of this was the time na ang JRPG genre sa PS1, they're starting to gain some traction. After Final Fantasy 7 hit, doon na nagkaroon ng curiosity ng mga tao. And unfortunately, this came out This came out around 2000, and unfortunately, Final Fantasy 9 already came out. So medyo natambakan siya ng other glut of JRPGs at the time. So
That's true.
Tales of Destiny 2 for the PS2, for the PS1. I'm for all of you JRPG players out there, if you haven't played this, I will give it at least a must play.
Okay.
I will not gonna give you a must have kung alam ko lang din na hindi niyo kakayanin ba kung hindi niyo na kakayanin bilhin. All right? It's a must have, definitely, no? At to say the very least, it's a must have. So Tales of Destiny, meron po siyang 3 discs. So 1, 2, and 3 for your PS1. For the PS1, dalawa lang naman 'yan na Tales game na lumabas. Tales of Destiny and this one.
Tama ba, Jo? Is this the only Tales that they introduce summons? Or
Actual summons? Hang on. So Destiny, not really. They use swords. Eternia, yes, they did the summons. After this, you got Tales of Legendia. Not really.
Not really.
Tales of Abyss, not really then. They're more magic oriented at the time. Tales of Rebirth. There was this one character pero hindi ganun kadami ang summon. You got Tales of Innocence, no. Tales of Tempest, no. Tales of Symphonia, yes. Yung ninja character lang.
Really?
Tales of Celia,
Wala.
yes.
Meron
Pero
ba?
isang character lang. Pero hindi lahat.
Okay. Si ano pala.
Tales of Celia 2, same character. Pero hindi lahat. You got Tales of Berseria, no. Tales of Zestiria, no, not really. They're more on nag-confused lang sila, but that's it. Yeah. as far as I can tell. Diba? Hindi po halatang naglalaro ako ng Tales, guys. So, if you cannot take it from me,
Ano lang, casual player lang si Jo. Yeah, casual lang siya ng Tales.
So, ayan. Ito, sabi ni Eric. So, Mila Maxwell from Tales of Zillia. Mila Maxwell has 4 elementals, yes, but summoning them, not really. Nandun lang sila, as in pinapakita lang sila na nandoon, but summoning them to fight for you, not really. Unlike Tales of Eternia did. So, yung 4 elementals niya, si Ifrit, si Undine, si Gnome, and si Sylph.
So,
your Earth, Wind, and Fire. Party in September.
I was gonna say that.
Earth, Wind, and Fire pala. Alright. So, next game, guys, for me is, of course, Thousand Arms.
Akala ko another Tales na naman.
Okay. Thousand Arms. Thousand Arms. It's released by Atlas back in 1999, and unfortunately, during this time, patok ang Final Fantasy 8, and then paparating na ang Final Fantasy 9. So, not a lot of traction for this one. I love my anime. I love my role-playing games, guys. So put them together.
Yes.
Thousand Arms. So if you guys like if you like your anime stylings, much like Tales of Destiny, go for Thousand Arms. Lots of there are anime cutscenes here. It's unique in a sense na siya yung turn-based RPG na meron ding dating simulation. So,
yes.
You got your main character here called Mice. M-E-I-S. Mice. And then the story is kailangan niyang para lumakas ang kanyang mga he's a blacksmith. He's a son of a blacksmith, and he's upgrading his own equipment, right? And sa line ng mga sa kanyang pamilya, para lumakas ang isang weapon, kailangan niyang what's the best way to describe this? Kailangan niyang sa babae. Yun na yun.
Kailangan para tumigas ang kanyang sandata, kailangan mo siya makipagromanta.
Para tumigas ang kanyang sandata, he needs to date girls.
Wrong podcast.
Alright? Para tumigas ang kanyang espada, he needs to date a lot of girls. The more girls, the better. Variety is very important in this game, guys.
Technically,
So,
not wrong, Maynard.
So, all throughout the
Harem
game,
RPG.
so all throughout the game, you will meet 1, 2, 3,
Hindi lang, ilan?
4. 4 girls at least that I can remember. You got
Yes.
4 girls here. I think there's another one.
Sabay-sabay.
I think there's another one
Magsasabay-sabayan
here,
mo sila.
Of course.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so eventually, these girls will be your party members. Yes.
Mm.
So it's up to you kung sino ang
Parang
ide-date mo
granja
on
to.
that day.
Mm.
All right. So in a particular day, if you're going to go with the walkthroughs, there's a particular each girl must be dated on a particular day. Merong girl na dapat dito sa lugar lang ito pwede mo siyang idalhin kasi the more affection points that you will earn, the more powerful your weapon will get. So for every town na napupuntahan ninyo, 'di ba? Every town na sa JRPG is a staple, there's a different town always. So for every town, once na dumating na sa point na you need to date. Okay. So I'm going to date this girl and then we're going to the fountain or we're going to the market, we're going to the movies. Ganun siya. So wapa kaya mga ibang girls kung nakikita ka nakikipag-date ka rin sa iba. It never really came to that point. Now you would think na 'di ba kakasama ko lang sa
Harapang kinakaliwa eh.
Doon tayo kanina, 'di ba? Bakit may kasama kang iba ngayon? 'Di ba? Well, it's part of the story, guys. O yan, tingnan nyo. That's his dude. That dude over there, yan ang tatay niya.
That's his
Yung
dad.
kaakap niya, hindi niya yan nanay.
Well, like father, like
I'm just
son.
telling you guys, that girl over there, hindi niya yan nanay.
Yeah.
And
Ano lang
magulat
yan?
kayo, guys.
Nakaschedule.
Magulat kayo, guys. Katabi niya din yan mamaya. So if there's anything that made this game unique is the dating simulation. Otherwise, it's your typical turn-based RPG, and unlike your other RPGs, the battle system is something that's something that we need to mention. So let's just say you got 3 party members, right? So andito ang kalaban. Ito ang kalaban mo, and then makapakita yung first character. The other 2 are just at the back. So ang first character mo lang ang tanging lalaban dun sa mismong kalaban at the front. And then you'll just tag out and then you're gonna tag in the second character. Hindi yung tatlo sila sabay-sabay nandun sa screen.
Yes.
So the active player will just do battle dun sa kalaban, and if you're running low on health, tag out, then somebody else will tag in. For the girls, if you're pretty much successful on getting their affection points, if I remember correctly, meron din mga summon dito, mga summon beasts. And for you to acquire those summon beasts, you need it's very imperative na makuha mo rin ng maximum affection points of each girl, no? Isa lang yun sa mga requirements, if I remember correctly. So ang pinakakalaban dito is yung kaklase niyang
Chick boy din.
Tawag dito, chick boy. Blacksmith din. So
Blacksmithery.
they study under the same school. So basically what he's doing, the same as he's doing.
Ayan.
He needs
Para silang parehas
niya rin
na
ang babae.
Pokemon trainer.
In
Parehas
essence,
silang
sila si
Pokemon
Ash
trainer.
at saka si Gary.
Parehas silang- that's basically it.
The Pokemon.
Ash and Gary,
Yeah.
basically. So imbis na Pokemon trainer, mga Poke nila. train mo.
Paki-edit no? Yung
All is gold.
Paki-note.
So,
Relax tayo, guys.
so it's a very good game, guys. The 3D environments are good. It's a mixture of 2D and 3D at the same time. Mga cutscenes, there are anime cutscenes and there are 3D FMVs din. And this is 2 discs, no? I don't want to give out spoilers, but it basically gave the Final Fantasy VII Ares treatment.
There's a comment here from Eric Sabs, and I kind of agree with him. Prequel timeline din yan ng Arno Surge. I think it's also part of the Artonelico series, right? Something like that. Kind of like a spiritual connection to it, I guess.
who made Artonelico? Is it Atlas?
I don't remember. I think it
I'm
might
not
have
sure
been
if Atlas made
I'm not
Artonelico,
sure.
but
Hindi ba yung gumawa ng Atelier?
Atelier. For your Artonelico, it's just one dude over a bunch of girls. Here you got Mice, you got Musa. There's the samurai that I forgot the name. That I'm forgetting the name right now. So you got 3 dudes and 4 girls, if I remember correctly. So there are 7 party members dito. So
Parang
it's so it's not
criteria. 3 dudes, 4
so
girls.
there's a good balance here, no?
Mm.
But unfortunately for the other dudes, all of the girls are into mice. Kanya lang they never really hindi nila hinabol yung itong dalawang kasama niya hindi niya rin hindi nila for some reason hindi nila type. Oh, if there's one my favorite girl here, to those of you guys na nakakalam ng laro na to, I love Wina. WYNA. For those who have the power of Google ninyo. Thousand Arms, Wina. You know what I mean. All right. Next game. For our next game, guys, as much as I love anime, I also love my mecha. And at the time, Gundam Wing was pretty much a big hit back in 96, 97, 98. So when I first saw this, I go, oh shit! All right, it's mecha, it's anime, it's turn-based RPG. Why not? Vanguard Bandits.
Vanguard Band.
Vanguard Bandits, localized by Working Designs. And alam niyo naman guys, kapag Working Designs.
Working Designs.
Working Designs is a good studio.
Working Designs, mag-release sila ng mga different kinds of CDs just for the collection sake. No? So, for eto, ang laro na to, so para kayo yung laro ng front mission, pero ang front mission kasi is more on westernized mecha. Dito, you're basically alam yung Rancephone or Mosquito,
Magic Knight, Ray Earth.
Magic Knight, Ray Earth, or
Vision of Escaplone.
Vision of Escaplone. Nalaro ko yan.
Basically, this is the same
PS1.
game.
Ako lang naglalaro doon. Kaya hidden.
So if you're familiar with those kind of shows, give this a shot. No, instead of the westernized mecha, dito all of their robots are, for some reason, they can be run with magic stones. It's pretty much run with magic, you know. So ang mga characters dito, they pilot all of these kinds of these magical robots, and then tactical JRPG, basically speaking, no. Much like front mission, as you can see right there on the screen. So you got meron kayong there's these 2 warring nations, of course, typical. The kingdom and the empire. Hulaan niyo kung sinong empire. Malamang yung mga red. yung mga red robots diyan. So eventually you'll get Bastion here. And then it turns out na he's there's something more about him than meets the eye. Robots in disguise. No, he's not a robot. Basically, he started out as a son of a plebeian, pero it turns out, oh, okay, ganun ka pala, okay. Kaya pala nakakapagmaneho ka ng ganyang klaseng robot kasi may bloodline ka pala. Right? Alam na ni Sir Joel yung sabihin nun. So basically, all of the robots that you will encounter, all of the people that you will encounter here, pretty much all of them are pilots, no? Wala kang makikilala rito na hindi piloto ng isang robot. That's it. Lahat sila puro piloto ng isang robot for some reason. Each robot here have their own special moves, and by acquiring experience points and action points, you're going to learn their special moves then as well. It's very tactical din, sa totoo lang. Minsan merong hindi siya yung katulad nung Suikoden na rock, paper, scissors kind of mechanic. So it's either hit and miss. So either you will pull off a light attack and then napaka-random lang ng gagawin ng kalaban mo sa'yo. The best way to deal with the robots, go on their side or go atake mo sila sa likod, atake mo sila sa gilid para di sila maka-counter. If you're going to go frontal, malamang sa malamang they're going to counter-attack. Tignan nyo, merong slash 30%, avoid nothing. So ibig sabihin, you will see. So if you're going to do a battle here, always remember to check out the stats muna on the success rate of your attack. Otherwise, go somewhere else. Merong mga characters dito na long range ang attack. Merong characters dito na short range ang attack. Merong mga characters dito na merong projectile. So once you get your party members here in order, you can pretty much strategize on which mecha is the best one to battle a certain enemy in a given terrain. Ang maganda rin dito, guys, you can also use the terrain to your advantage. Can be your friend, can be your enemy. Depende kung nasang lugar kayo. This game has 5 endings in
Wow.
I remember kailangan 5 endings to kasi, guys. It's
Multiple
branching.
playthrough.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
multiple playthrough. It's meron siyang branching decisions. Every once in a while, the game will present to you two options. So that option will branch out into another scenario, and another 2 options will be presented to you that will branch out to another scenario. So it's para siyang multiverse dito. So
Choose your own
for
adventure.
every decision that you will
Kamukha siya ni sa Escaplone.
Oh.
make, yes. So for every
Kamukha
decision na gagawin mo dito,
Escaplone?
the story will turn out different. So you will
Ang ano nga lang
after
nito,
you're
magiging
playing
3D.
talaga multiple.
Pag naglalaban sila, nagiging 3D yung mechas na
Yes.
parang Gears.
For all of you guys na medyo ayaw ninyo na nakikita yung robot, pwede niyo siyang i-turn off. Kung gusto niyo lang
turn off,
madalian na
Skip.
labanan, pwede niyo
Skip the
turn
battle,
off
yes.
itong battle na to.
Pwede.
If there's any complaint lang dito sa game na to, it's very, very linear. As in, hindi ka pwedeng, wala siyang lugar para mag-grind ka. Other strategy, other tactical
Wala bang
JRPG,
simulation?
Wala. I mean, wala.
Hindi ko maalala.
Hindi ka pwedeng tumabi muna para mag-grind ka ng experience. No. Napaka-linear niya from one story point to the next. Kaya by the time na makarating ka sa final stage, you only have barely enough ability points and experience points na nandun lang na para malaman mo yung super move ng robot mo.
Para pala
There's not
siyang
enough
Valkyria
experience-
Chronicles.
There's not enough experience points to go here.
Very linear.
There's one thing that I can complain about this game. Hindi ka pwede mag-grind. Napaka-linear lang niya as in.
Para pala siyang Valkyria Chronicles.
And you got 1, got 2, got 3. Meron kang 3 leading ladies dito. So depende sa choice mo, you will either end up with either of the 3.
Pwede
You got the
mamili.
princess,
Isa lang ang pwede mong i-partner.
Oo. You got you got your childhood friend, of course. You got the princess, of course, and you got the maid / spy. Yun na lang sasabihin ko. So you got at least 3 to choose from. Depende kung ano yung decision na gagawin mo dito. It's a fun game. Hindi nga lang not much grinding na magagawa ka dito, but that being said, you don't need to grind as much. Matatapos nyo ang laro regardless kung anong level ninyo, regardless kung anong ability points na meron kayo, regardless kung anong experience na meron kayo. As long as you know how to deal with the enemies, always attack them from the back or the side, always avoid frontal attacks, and always
Frontal
heal.
mission.
Frontal mission.
Frontal talaga no?
Frontal.
Avoid full frontal, kaya nyo tapos itong laro na to.
Iba na isip.
Likuran mo. Likuran mo ng likuran.
Iba na isip ko
Tirahin mo
dun.
ng likuran.
Iba yung naisip ko eh.
Must play.
Ising diwa ko.
At least.
Frontal.
Must play.
Um,
Okay.
To all of you
Ay,
guys who
ay,
can
nilikuran,
Google
mm.
this is
Binusok
one
sa
of the
likod.
expensive games for the PlayStation 1 as of the moment.
What?
I think
Oh.
isa sa mga mahal na to.
How much?
No.
So sa mga
Basta na
price
working
starting,
design,
check
talagang
this
Wag
out.
na, wag na. Alam mo,
No.
import pala tayo si ano. To. Import pala tayo dito.
May import
Yeah,
pala.
Saan
May import
yan?
pala tayo. Sa
Welcome
may
to
import pala tayo. Teka lang.
Ayun, no?
Ayun, no?
Ito tayo.
Import. May import pala
Effort.
tayo.
Yeah,
Yan si
nice.
Ibanez. Ibanez.
Kakawin lang. Hindi, medyo nakainom, baka mapulang mata.
Eh,
Fine,
pwede pa rin,
that's
Ituloy
fine.
mo lang, mamaya na ako. Mabira ako.
Di ba?
Flex naman
Kaya,
yun.
mabira. Nag-isip ako
Alright.
pa ako na sabihin ko.
Right.
So my next game na ipapakita would be for all of you guys, JRPG enthusiasts there. You got another working designs. So that's your Vanguard
yeah.
Bandits. How much is it?
Roughly,
$169, around
Na lang?
170.
Wow. All right.
it's not so bad.
Not so bad.
That's so
Nung
Sip
panahon
to,
na binili
with
ko, may
demo.
mas mahal pa dyan.
Mm.
Teka, with demo to.
With the demo CD na.
With the, oh,
Demo lang,
I forgot.
Ano kaya?
God damn it. Okay. For if you're going to get the complete edition of Vanguard Bandits, guys, you will get the demo CD of Lunar 2.
Lunar 2.
Ay,
There
Lunar
you
2.
go.
Nice.
Nice.
Lunar 2 Eternal Blue complete. So kasama ang
Holy
ang
cow.
demo disc.
Look at that. Factory seal.
$500.
So working
Wow.
designs,
$500.
no expense. So aside from the game, you also get a demo disc for the for Lunar 2.
Mm.
Ayan, makikita nyo ano yung game niya diyan. So ang CD na binigay sa akin etong Leon variant na mecha.
Mm.
So it's a different robot that you'll get for each CD.
What?
Different.
So dapat makompleto mo sila lahat.
Yeah. Iba-ibang robot ang nasa CD eh. Ayan ang marketing ng working design.
Ay, naka-print sa CD. Okay. Ganun pa.
Dang. Okay.
So moving on po tayo. All right. So, my number 4, Arc the Lad.
Arc the Lad. Yes.
So Arc the Lad,
Collection
the Arc the Lad that I got is the Arc the Lad collection. So a little bit of backstory here. Arc the Lad, mas sikat siya sa Japan. At the time of its release back in 95-96, patok siya sa Japan. And then when the West saw, when they were pretty much craving for more Japanese role-playing games, they saw this game. So they want to import the Arc the Lad series to the West. So, imbis na i-release nila siya one by one, ang ginawa ng Working Designs, okay, we will just port everything on one go. So, ang ginawa ng Working Designs, Arc the Lad 1, Arc the Lad 2, Arc the Lad 3, and Arc the Lad Arc the Lad Monster Dungeon in 4 games boxed into one. So, it's one of the rare games din na na released din ng Working Designs. They didn't really made a full worldwide release for this game kasi nga apat na games ang in-include nila dito. So the story pretty much revolves around a guy named Arc Arc the Lad, and
this is the first game.
So this teenage boy meet another teenage girl, and then one thing led to another. They had to save the world, and along the way, makakakilala rin sila ng iba't ibang characters. Yan ang nakikita niyo sa screen, guys. So you got a samurai, you got a wizard, you got a band player, you got a merchant, you got a monk. Dito, each of them have different personalities and have different motivations on why they need to join with Arc in his journey. The game is pretty much pinaghalong turn-based and tactical RPG kasi you move per square eh. Hindi siya yung gumagalaw lang. So you move through squares and then attack kayo depende if it's a melee, depende kung siya ay long range, depende kung magic user siya. Then merong area of effect and then kung always piliin nyo ang pinakamaraming kalaban na tatamaan. Always go with the area of effect moves para para efficiently matapos nyo ang stage. For Arc the Lad 2, it's a direct sequel for Arc the Lad 1 but with new characters. Kung ano man ang flaws ng Arc the Lad 1, in-improve nila sa Arc the Lad 2 and even improve some more. They said that Arc the Lad 2 is the best out of the 4 games included in this boxed game. A lot more dungeons, a lot more characters included, a lot more super moves then. And then Arc the Lad 3 na sinasabi nila not as compelling as Arc the Lad 1 or 2. The ranking would be Arc the Lad 2 the best, Arc the Lad 1 and then Arc the Lad 3 at the very below. Arc the Lad Monster Dungeon, lahat ng mga enemies na nakalaban mo through 1, 2 and 3 kasi there are times na pwede ka rin mangolekta rito ng you gotta catch them all then. If you got some monsters na kompleto mo na capture mo throughout your journey, pwede mo sila paglabanin sa Monster Dungeon basically, no? It's Pokemon Coliseum. What else can I tell you about this game? Story-wise, hindi siya it was unique at the time, but kung parati na kayo naglalaro ng JRPG, it sounds cliche na rin. Characters dito, mas maganda ang characters ng Arc the Lad 2. Sa totoo lang. Sa Arc the Lad 1 naman, there's this dungeon na you need to go all 50 floors down. Walang save point.
Dang.
May save point lang if I remember correctly, may save point lang every 10th floor and you need to go 50. And you need to complete all of bawat floor pahirap ng ang kalaban. But the reward there, you will get 2 extra hidden characters. And arguably they are the best overpowered characters that you have. Especially this little girl. One of the hidden characters, it's a girl named Choco. Ang normal attack niya is 999 ang hit. Isang sipa niya lang. Wala na as in talbog na ang kalaban. And kahit di pa ako nag-game shark nun as in single attack niya lang. Talbog na ang kalaban. And then the other hidden character is Dick Beck. It's a robot. Mukha siyang pinaghalong R2D2 at C3PO. That's all I can say. So it's a very good game. For what it was, I enjoyed it din naman. So if you're going to get this game, I'm not sure how much it cost and ewan ko kung meron pang nagbebenta nito. Yung mga nagbebenta nito siguro siguro may meron pa nagbebenta niyan. Meron pa sa eBay niyan na last na nakita ko.
I'm pretty sure
who are selling all 4. Oh, let's just do a quick unboxing na lang no for those people na zoom natin.
Hindi ba yung 3 to this?
Oh yeah, nandito ng creator disc. So, here it is. Naka-velcro pa talaga siya.
Okay, ayos ko.
Lalo.
Ayan. So you got your umake box. It's a box of your extra goodies. It has it's been a while since I opened this thing. Ito yung nilalagay nyo sa analog stick, itong mga buton na to. You got 4.
So yes.
And you got an Arc the Lad memory card. Custom memory card.
Wow. May
memory
memory
card.
card pala mismo siya. Wow.
Ito yung 4 na yung nilalagay sa analog stick. 4. And then,
Jonas.
what is this?
Yung Jonas, malapit na po.
Jonas, malapit na
Malapit na
po.
po
What is
Pasko.
this?
Malapit na po Pasko. Ninong Jonas.
I'm
Ninong
not sure
Jonas,
what this is.
baka naman.
baka naman po.
Parang miniature
Teke
cards.
naman.
Arcalad characters.
Sa may bahay.
What is this?
Nangihingi
This
ng
one,
aginaldo si Maynard tsaka si Raymond.
this is your Arc Dalad art book.
Nice.
Colored from
Very cool.
game 1 to 3, I think.
Baka naman.
Tignan mo yung mukha ni Maynard, Sir Joe.
Oo nga, yun nga eh.
Tingnan nyo to. Oh.
May focus.
Nila pa eh.
Your actual disc. You got your Arc Dalad Monster Tournament. Arc Dalad Arc Dalad 1, Arc Dalad 2.
Kaya pala nakasalamin si Raymond, si Carlo ngayon. Si Carlo.
Arc Dalad 3.
Yung
Dahil sa bawal na
Yung Arc Dalad 3, guys, 2-disc game siya.
Hindi, idol ko si Albert.
So,
Albert.
Arc Dalad 1, Arc Dalad 2, tag-isa silang disc. Arc Dalad 3 has 2 discs. Oh, if there's one thing na natandaan ko about Arc Dalad 3, after lumabas sa Final Fantasy 7, you know what, Sir Joel, di ba? Na pag-usapan natin yung Breath of Fire, there's this Sephiroth-looking motherfucker look-alike.
there you go.
Dito, they also have one.
Meron
And I'm
dyan.
like, no, oh my God, that's Sephiroth.
They do have cameos.
Yeah.
There you go.
Same guy. Platinum blonde hair, long platinum blonde hair, has a trench coat, uses a sword. And I'm like, ay nako.
Yes.
We know what you're doing. And sabi ko, well, it is the year after Final Fantasy 7, so that's understandable. Everybody is hankering for Sephiroth. Everybody's horny for Sephiroth. Sige, fine. That's a marketing strategy. Last game ko na to, guys. Unfortunately, wala naka-box pa siya. Ayoko pang i-unbox.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
The last game would be Vandal Hearts 2.
Vandal Hearts 2.
Okay, Vandal.
Vandal Hearts 2.
Ito
Vandal
yung
Hearts
shower
2,
yung dugo.
Dugo kung dugo. It's another tactical role-playing game na
By economy.
nilaro. I liked it twice. Isa siya sa mga laro na nilaro ko na multiple times. Like, I played it like at least 4 times. Hindi dahil multiple endings. Ganun lang talaga siya ka-enjoyable laruin. Patayan siya kung patayan, tao sa tao. If Vandal Hearts 1 was bloody enough, Vandal Hearts 2 is even bloodier. And then ang AI dito napakadali lang lokohin. Hindi siya yung with strategy RPGs minsan, 'di ba? Player muna mauna and then gagalaw naman ang kalaban and then ikaw naman ang gagalaw. Dito sabay kayong gagalaw. So dahil alam mong sabay kayong gagalaw.
Sabay kayong gagalaw.
Ang technique dito daw is you need to bait and switch. Okay, so ang ginagawa ko dito, meron akong isang character na napatapon. Ilalagay ko muna siya sa harapan para siya yung lapitan ng mga kalaban kagad.
Patapon.
And then
Ayan,
once na siyempre automatic lahat sila pupunta sa likod ng character ko. Dahil sabay tayong gagalaw, edi pupunta siya sa likod ko, ako pupunta ako sa likod niya. Dahil alam ko kung saan siya pupwestohan ko na kagad siya. So, wala siyang tatamaan, pero ako tatamaan ko yung likod niya. Dahil sabay kayong gagalaw eh. So, that's the bait and switch method. So, madali lang laruin to, sa totoo lang. At first, it's a little bit daunting. Kasi there are times na mas mahaba ang range ng kalaban mo. But, if you're doing the bait and switch method, eventually, you'll get through it. Each stage merong hidden item. You will get to know that kapag meron kang search magic, or if you're paying attention, if you're paying attention dun sa mismong ground, minsan merong smiley face kayong makikita. There's always this one odd thing sa lupa. Kaya kailangan, so you need to scroll down. And then isa-isay mo per square. If it looks strange, malamang sa malamang nandun yung secret item. So once na pumuntahan mo yung square na yon, just stand on it automatically. If the item is there, you'll get it. You get special equipment, special key items. Then for the you need to for the special key items, you need to complete a few para lumabas yung secret dungeon.
Okay.
And to get your ultimate weapon, you need to unlock the secret dungeon, unfortunately. So if you're not following a walkthrough, malamang sa malamang hindi nyo makukuha ang mga best weapon. But even without those, you can still play this game eventually. You'll be able to play it. War mechanics, just like any other, they're pretty smart about this. If you're merong magic users, merong bow and arrow, merong sword fighters, merong mages. If you're using a bow and arrow, always go up top. Pumunta ka sa pinakataas na platform na meron, and the extra height will add more damage to your arrow. If you're shooting from below towards up, malamang sa malamang either tatama yung arrow mo sa dingding. So physics-wise, they're pretty smart about this. Talagang there's no it's very grounded na grounded physics. No, kahit sabihin natin JRPG ito, isip nila, oy, totoong nagpapatay ng mga tao dito. Gawin na naman natin makatotohanan. To the point na pati yung galaw nyo, hindi yung sige, ako muna gagalaw, ikaw naman gagalaw, ako naman gagalaw. Hindi, sabay tayong gagalaw. Sabay tayong magpapatayan dito. Okay? Ganyan siya.
And I do remember that it being like yung blood spray niya, mala Akira Kurosawa na matatamaan.
Good lord. Ito, depende sa weapon nila. Sa mga weapon na espada, talagang taga kung taga, as in. Meron dito gumagamit ng spear, kung talagang makatusok talaga ng spear, talagang parang damang-dama mo ang tusok dito. The spear users especially, they can hit you 2-3 blocks away. So very, very careful with them. Isa sa mga range fighters. Yung yellow na nakikita nyo, yan yung area effect of the magic. So makikita nyo yan eh. Red, yan yung mismong range ng weapon nila. Blue, yan yung kung saan kayo pwede gumalaw. So yellow is the magic. So alamin nyo kaagad kung ano ang range ng magic users, dahil once na tinamaan kayo, lahat, and then kumpul-kumpul kayo tulad niyan, ay nako, lahat kayo yari.
Sorry na lang,
So another battle mechanic here, never group. As in, always spread out dahil yari kayo dyan. Ang maganda naman doon kasi the AI is very predictable. They will always go to the nearest one, or they will go
behind.
With the magic user, they will always go to the group. Kasi the more characters that they will hit, the better. It's very pwede yung dayain ng AI dito sa totoo lang. Multiple endings siya kasi meron ding multiple endings siya in a way. Merong hindi siya katulad ng Vanguard Bandits na for every decision it will affect you. Meron lang dito na merong mga decision dito na walang epekto sa story. Merong decision na oo. If you wanna for you to get a good ending, you need to unlock the secret dungeon. You need to get the best weapon para ma-unlock niyo yung the best ending. Spoil ko ba? No.
That is well. I mean, the game's what, 20 years old at this point, dude.
Basta yung bida dito, eventually he will get with hindi showbiz it's royalty. yung bidang lalaki dito eventually magiging ministro ng prinsesa, but we know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, we
Yun na lang
all know
masasabi
what's
ko.
happening behind the scenes.
We know what's happening. Gabi-gabi nandun yung ministro eh. No? Sabi ng mga gwardiya, teka lang.
Consort din, let's just say.
Bakit yung minister nandun na naman sa kwarto ni madam? Wag ka naman. Wag ka na maingay. Makinig ka na lang.
Oh, well, I
It's
mean,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, the ancient royalty and everything.
It's a very adult game, guys, sa totoo lang. You'll enjoy it for what it is. If you like the blood and gore in your JRPGs, yung totoong, I think this is the only role-playing game that I know na talaga nagpapakita ng dugo.
That's true. All right, so that's
it
really
for
good,
me, guys.
Yeah, really good selection, Joe. It's
a must-play then.
From the sound of it, they're all must-play. All right, so a little bit of like I said, we're moving on. We're moving on to the Chinese with the Chinese alphabet. We'll continue with Maynard naman this time. Maynard.
Hello. Ayan. Chinese alphabet.
Yes. Maynard's selection will be his 3 hidden gems for the PS1.
Saan na yan? Okay, ako naman mag-share.
Yes.
Bold.
Ito, share ko lang yung una. Hindi bold. Alam mo, bold
Kailangan lang yan.
Saan mo muna si Sergio M?
Napadami ako, guys. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Kailangan bold agad.
They're gems anyway. Like I said, we're all going to be much richer for
Yup.
looking for
The bib ribbon.
Bib ribbon, okay.
Yes, the bib ribbon. Yan. Sure na ba?
I would be lying if I said that I had any idea that this thing ever existed before.
Alin?
PS1 game?
Bib ribbon.
That's a PS1 game.
Pero hindi ko talaga
Akala ko commercial.
I have no idea what this game is. Describe it, Maynard. Describe it, Maynard.
Yeah, the bib ribbon. Kung familiar kayo sa Parappa the Rapper, yung gumawa nito ay gumawa din ng Parappa the Rapper sa PS1. Tapos, actually lately ko lang din siya na-discover at na-intrigue ako doon sa design nga. Kung makikita niyo naman, it's like a reading game na mayroong mga obstacle na white lines lang sa black background. Background. So, ayan.
Very minimalist.
Yeah, typically it's a reading game with white lines and black background. Ayan, ang maganda dito, yung mga obstacles na yun, sinisignify niya yung mga beat dun sa music na piniplay mo dun sa game. Ayan, actually meron siyang mga in-game music. Ang mas nakaka-intriga dito, pwede kang mag-insert or mag-import ng mga music like Michael Jackson songs.
Really?
At i-interpret gamit yung ibang CD, i-interpret niya.
Parang mas transfer, di ba?
I-interpret niya yung beat na galing dun sa in-import mong music into obstacles. Ayan, gagamit ka na L1, R1, X, saka down kada obstacles. Ayan, yun yung nakaka-intrigue. Kaya natuwa ako at na-try ko nga siya, nakakatuwa. Pero hindi ko pa na-try yung mag-import. Napanood ko lang na nakapag-import siya ng Michael Jackson song at sakto yung obstacles dun sa beat. Doon nag-generate siya depende sa beat ng music na i-import mo maliban dun sa in-game music. 'Di ba weird? Magugulat ka, PS1 game 'yan.
I honestly
anong kanta ni Michael Jackson yung nilagay?
Parang
thriller ba 'yun? I don't know.
Probably Billie Jean, That's a good beat too.
Billie Jean. Nakalimutan ko lang yung mismong Medyo last year ko yata 2 years ago.
Galing.
Basta lately, matanda na rin ako nung natuklasan ko siya. Kina-convert niya yung music.
Wave.
Yung wave or yung yun nga. Yung wave from the beat of the music. Kaya interesting siyang game. At meron din siyang sequel. Nabasa ko na meron siya sequel sa PS2, which is yung Bib Ripple na tinatawag. Pero mas colorful na siya. Hindi na siya ganito na white lines with black background. Tapos spin-off niya din sa PS2 din yung Mojib Ribbon, more on painting naman yun. So yan yung isa kong hidden gem na mukha namang hidden. Nagulat kayo na.
Yeah, PS1. In Maynard's case, we can compare it to Parappa nga yan. Yes,
yan. Tapos kaya din siya hidden kasi Japan release lang to sa Kapal. Japan sa Kapal.
Okay.
Kaya hindi siya napunta sa North America, wala siyang North American release. Kaya yun din yung dahilan kung bakit napaka-obscure niya. Ayan. So, ayan, White Rabbit na
hindi yung candy.
White Rabbit siya dyan na nag-ano sa mga obstacles. Hindi yung candy Namiss ko tuloy yung White Rabbit. Pumalit kasi sa White Rabbit ngayon, Snowbird.
Parang dinesign lang to ng isang araw
nga, yun nga
Sa tingin ko, hindi Kasi yung nagbe-base sila dun sa beat Tapos, yung feature niya na kaya mong mag-input ng di ba? Nung nag-input ng music, ng maraming music. Hindi ko lang sigurado kung ilan, pero marami daw
All right. So rating, must have, must play, mamaya na o
must play, mahirap na kasi siyempre mahirap to hanapin kasi nga obscure siya. Must play siya lalo na sa mga mahilig sa rhythm games at gustong mag-experiment ng mga kaibang bagay,
or sa mga nakahit
pag-input. Oo nga na. Actually, maganda yung music niya. Hindi ko lang pwede i-play dito tapos ayun, sa mga bata, pwede pa rin siya palaro sa mga bata if ever. Kahit lalaroin ngayon ng bata yan, sa tingin ko may-enjoy niya yan. Kahit
it looks like
32-bit era. Lalaroin siya ng bata. Hindi ko lang alam kung naglabas sila sa PS4, sa PS Classic. Dun sa PSN, I don't know kung naglabas sila sa PSN nito.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
Parang hindi.
Wala
I-check
talaga.
na lang. I-check nyo na lang. Ayan. So, ayan. Must play. Lalo na sa mga rhythm game lovers dyan.
Alright. Bib Ribbon for the PS1.
Bib Ribbon for the PS1.
Right. Next one, Maynard.
Next one natin ay... Eto, malamang alam nyo na to
Bold.
Bold again.
Frontal mission.
Bold again.
Ay, Police Notes.
Police
Yeah.
Notes.
Police Notes.
Police
Gusto ko
Notes.
yung game na yan. Puta.
Ganda.
Play natin.
Alright, describe it, Maynard. Describe Police Notes.
Teka lang. Nag-play na ba?
Now, this is
the
play.
That reminds me of Cowboy Bebop.
a little bit.
Yung OST na
It's like,
kapares lang sa Metal Gear.
Ay, teka lang. Soundtrack pala to. I think.
Soundtrack yan.
Soundtrack. Sorry.
Maganda yung
Ito. Nako, police.
Yeah.
Ito. Review na lang.
Bila-bila lang, wag mo ganahan.
Wag magunahan.
Police Notes.
No, Police Notes.
Police Notes.
Describe it,
Police
Maynard.
Notes.
What is Police
Police Notes. This is a game created by yours truly, Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima.
The man behind Metal Gear Solid series.
Nice. Okay.
Ayan. This is a game, nakita niyo naman, medyo cel shaded siya. Sobrang retro nung 80s retro wave, retro vibe, cel shaded na game. So, yung gameplay nito, it's a graphic novel game. Ayan si Hideo Kojima. Graphic novel game. Bakit may ganito? Wait lang.
Nagunat.
Nagunat. Ayan na. Bumalik na.
Zoom nga po.
Nakita ko
Sorry.
Parang
Sorry. Wag na natin ibalik. So, Police Notes. Ayan, siya. Sila dyan? Police Astronauts.
Police
Police Pangalawakan.
Police Pangalawakan. A detective game na pwede nyo ihintulad siguro sa Cowboy
Parang
Bebop.
Tokyo Private Police
andun yung vibes niya Ayan, nakikita nyo si Meryl yan,
Uy,
guys.
teka,
Ayan, gumalaw pa. Yung gumalaw, yung gumalaw, ayan, yung gumalaw.
Yun, no?
Yung gumalaw na nakita nyo, si Meryl po yun.
Parang gusto ko laruin yan.
Si Meryl po yun, si
Meron
Meryl
ko
po
siya
yun
ngayon sa
ng
PS1.
Metal Gear
Cambio,
Solid.
may cambio.
Oh, cambio.
Meron ko
Hindi,
siya.
cambio. Cambio, hindi
Cameo, hindi cambio.
Hindi
Cambio.
cambio.
Ayan.
Mali.
Tapos, syempre, kung police notes, yung kwento niya, detective game. Ayan, detective game siya na point and click na merong rail shooter. Yes, kapag nakikipagbakbakan kayo dito, it's like, para kang naglaro ng Resident Evil. Yung sa, ano yun? Gun Survivor. Oo, parang gano'n. Gun Survivor. Pero yung graphics niya ay ganyan nga, na cel-shaded, retro wave something na ano. Ayan, no, 'di ba? Na parang two-tone lang yung kulay.
Ano kasi yan?
Makikita nyo ngayon. Tapos, yung kung saan man kayo mag-click, halos may sasabihin yung game kung ano yon, at depende din kung sa isasagot mo, pipiliin ka rin ng mga choices, depende dun sa i-click mo. So, it's all about investigation dun sa mga object na makikita mo dun sa scene or dun sa graphic na pinapakita niya dun sa story na specific story kung nasaan ka man. So yun nga, dahil may ano siya, may point and click siya, dahil may rail shooting ano siya, genre, may halo siyang ganun. Pwede kang gumamit ng gun code kapag nasa rail shooting event na siya. Yes.
Pwede ba?
Oo.
Alam mo yung Sega Saturn lang, pwede.
Not sure eh. Ay hindi, natry ko sa PS1, gumana siya. Gumana siya sa PS1. Natry ko siya sa PS1. Pero syempre si ate lang kasi light gun yun, guys. So, yun nga, light gun para lang po sa CRT, hindi po siya gagana sa LED. Kasi yung ilaw ng CRT yung kinukuha ng light gun, mga lumang light gun dun sa Time Crisis hanggang PlayStation 2. Ayun, tapos kaya din siguro siya hidden gem. 1994 to, guys, before Metal Gear Solid. Ayun, hidden kasi Japanese only. This is a Japanese only game. Ayun, nakita niyo may rail shooter, may mga bala. Japanese only game na fortunately may nag-translate na into English.
Yes.
So,
Nice.
bahala na kayo kung saan nyo hahanapin. Type nyo na lang. Hindi ko na sasabihin.
Yes.
Type nyo na lang. May English patch
Di ba
na.
pwedeng
So,
sabihin ko saan?
kung gusto nyo itong laruin, or laruin sa actually, pwede naman sa console. Na-try ko siya sa console. Yung yung patch. Yung patch
sa PSP ko nalaro yan.
Sa PSP? Sa PSP sa PSP pwede meron din yata. So maiintindihan nyo na siya. Yan, kung mahihilig kayo sa this is a must play, pero kung gusto niyo, kung mahilig kayo mag-collect ng ganitong mahilig din kayo mag-collect. Maganda din siya pag-display kasi ang ganda ng nito ng cover art nito eh.
Yes.
Kung sa mga ganong art, retro wave, two-tone, cel-shaded na maganda rin siya pang display. So must have and must play siya. Sa tingin ko mura lang din naman siya kung makakakuha. Try ko din makakakuha sa Japan if ever. Ayan.
Actually, may nabenta ko niyan dati.
Eto, nabenta ka na ba? Ayan.
Bandang 2019.
Ayun. Ayun, mix, ayun, mas play siya. Yan, kung mahilig kayo sa kung mahilig kayo sa mga visual novel na ganyan, medyo politics, detective. Ayan, tapos may mga gumagalaw kapag pinipindot mo, katulad nung kay Meryl. Ayan, gumagalaw siya actually, may tingnan niyo, yung visual novel. Hindi lang siya basta picture. Maganda yung hand-drawn graphics.
Ganda.
Sir Joel, bakit parang sa Little Weapon 2 nakikita ko to?
Yun nga, exactly.
Yes, doon siya binase. Parang, binase nga daw siya sa Little Weapon.
Yes,
yung dalawa.
Little Weapon.
So, etong yung bida. Yung bida. Yung bida sa Little Weapon.
Yun, Little Weapons din yun.
Little Weapon.
Burton Riggs, there you go. All right, nice. Sa dami ng mga pinapakita dito, I'm really racking up my stuff na
sino daw si Meryl, sabi ni Toffee Landicho. Makikita mo siya sa Metal Gear Solid 1.
We also have a message here from Toffee.
Yung gumagalaw din yung puwet doon sa
Yes.
Metal Gear Solid 1 sa
Yes.
Meryl.
Yung
Yes.
Danny Glover.
Yung hahanapin mo dahil sa puwet. Doon mo lang siya makikita
Sabi ni
dahil sa puwet
Toki,
niya.
last ni Papa M, inaantay ko baka bold na.
yung
Ah,
kapatid
Hindi
ni
tayo
Maricel.
pa.
Alright,
Daw ni
nice.
Maricel.
Alright, sige. Now, that was Police Knots. That was Maynard's second pick of the Hidden Gems
Police
for
Knots
PS1. And let's find out what Maynard's number 3 is.
Number 3 ko medyo kilala pero pasok pa rin siya sa Hidden Gem. Teka lang. Kaya medyo hinuli ko to kasi kilala niya naman to. At nalaro ko to sa stream. Tada!
Tomba 2.
Ah,
Ay, ang
Tomba
galing
to.
ko manghula. Saka may premium.
Yes. Yan.
Tomba.
Tomba, ang
Tomba.
taga-tomba.
Tomba, ang taga-tomba. Ayan, Tomba 2. Tomba 2. Ayan, parang ano lang din, Super Mario, na yung kwento. Parang gano'n na yung kaibigan niya, basta kaibigan niya, childhood friend niya na babae, dinakip ng mga evil swine. Actually, eto na yung 2.
Evil
1 and 2, pasok pa rin siya
Evil
sa
swine
Hidden
talaga.
Gem. Return of the Evil Swines kasi bumalik yung mga evil na baboy. Mga baboy yung kalaban niya dito. So, typically isa ka ditong taong bundok, Tarzan-like na kulay pink ang buhok na ang kalaban mo ay mga evil pigs na dumakip sa best friend or childhood sweetheart mo nung ayan. So kailangan mo siya
this is
iligtas.
Adventure Island in 3D.
Yes,
Yeah,
pretty much, yes.
yeah, pretty much. Kasi nagkakaroon din siya ng weapons dito. Variety of weapons. Ang daming weapons. So ayan, kung makikita nyo, 3D platformer na may mga area na linear tapos pwede kang mag-jump in, jump on from the background saka sa harap. May ganoon siyang feature. Tapos may sobrang daming missions na pwede mong gawin dito, 100 plus. So kapag nakompleto mo rin yung missions na yon, magkakaroon ka makukuha mo yung special item na ibibigay naman sa'yo sa dulo na which is useless for me at hindi ko nasasabihin kung bakit kasi tatanggalin niya rin yun pagkatapos niya isuot. Yes. Ayun. Tapos yung every mission makakakuha ka dito ng mga points kung saan ma-unlock mo yung may mga events at items ka ma-unlock. Ayan, meron din siyang pagpapabalik-balik ka din dito para ma-unlock yung ibang items na napuntahan mo na doon sa mga lugar na na nadaanan mo na. Tapos 'di ba ayan sabi ko nga linear siya na ayan 2D platformer, pwede kang mag-jump in sa background tapos sa harap. Tapos may area din dito na kasi nakikita nyo linear lang siya na na platformer. Ayan. May area dito na yung sa mining town na pwede kang mag-roam around, hindi linear. Makakapaggala ka doon ng nakalimutan ko anong dito. Hindi naman siya 360 eh.
May pagka-open world siya.
Yan. Open world. May area na parang open world kasi makakapaggala ka. Hindi lang ito yung pinapakita din dito is Tomba 1.
Aha.
Ayan, Tomba 1. So, in-enhance nila to sa Tomba 2. Ayan, ayun ko, fun game for me kasi nga, simula pa lang nung bata ako sa renta. Isa na to sa kinaadikan ko. At tinapos ko to dun sa lahat na nakapanood dun, I think January, February ko natapos to.
Isa yan sa mga unang mga nilaro, di ba?
Isa yan sa mga una kong nilaro, mga January, February. Sa stream ko. Tapos, yung mga boss dito, unfortunately, hindi sila ganun kahirap. Shame, nakakahiya man sabihin. Yes, for me. So, sobrang dali ng mga boss dito, yung mga evil figs. Kapag nakompleto mo na, at nahanap mo sila. Nakatago rin sila. So, kailangan mong maggala talaga para madaming secrets. Hindi siya basta hindi siya nakakasawa na laruin paulit-ulit kasi nga ang dami mong pwedeng gawin dito sa isang 3D platforming puzzle. Parang kasi may gano'n na rin eh. Tapos dun sa mga mission, actually mas mahirap pa yung mga missions like dun sa trolley. Ayan, sa trolley, saka dun sa pagkompleto ng nuts. Yan yung dalawa sa pinakamahirap na mission. Na mas mahirap pa sa boss. Ayan, sa trolley kasi may mission ka na, 3 mission na pwedeng gawin dyan. Diyan sa trolley. So, trolley, alam ko, para sa akin trolley ang pinakamahirap na mission sa Tomba 2. Ayan, so, ayan yung isa ko pa na last na hidden gem for PS1.
Alright, nice. And your rating of
nilabas
this
naman to sa lahat.
Yeah.
All throughout the world.
Madalas nakikita ko rin siya ron sa mga shops pero like
hindi siya pansinin Oh. Hindi siya ganun pa. Unless malaro mo or may magkwento sa'yo na try mo to. Laruin mo.
Hindi alluring yung bidang character kasi.
There's also that. Yeah,
yung
isang malaking bagay yun.
Kulay pink pa.
Mukha kasing pambata ko ba?
Medyo na unang bungad siya medyo nawi-weirdoan ka eh. Ganun,
kulay pink pa siya, di ba?
Oo nga. There you go. All right, nice. So Maynard's rating on this one is it's a must play.
Must play. Yung must have, medyo mahirap yung must have. Medyo mahirap na rin yung must have dito. Kasi dapat hanapin mo yung US nito para malaro mo din kasi yung marami ding dito dialogue na kailangan intindihin mo lalo na dun sa mga missions na i-unlock mo. Tapos ayun, must have siya lalo na dun sa mahilig sa mga platformer, maiba naman sa mga Zelda, Super Mario, ano pa ba, Crash. Ayun.
Nice.
Ayun lang.
Well done. All right.
If I were to play that game, must play siya.
Must play. Nalaro na rin yan.
Kasi siya talaga, yung kumbaga sa mga game nung PS1 era, isa siya sa talagang masasabi mo na hindi naluma yung gameplay niya kasi siya standard 2.5D gameplay.
2.5D lang siya. 2.5. Sorry. Nasabi ko pala kanina 3D. Counted as 2.5 nga pala siya.
For everyone.
Yep.
Klonoa,
For everyone.
Yes,
Klonoa.
like Carlos says, it does remind me a little bit of Klonoa.
Yes.
That genre of game. All right,
Klonoa,
well done. So
Figaro,
Maynard's games being Tomba 2, Police Knots, and the first one was Maynard.
Bibribon.
Yeah,
The white line black background game.
Yes, exactly.
Na parang yung dinosaur game sa Google, di ba?
Parang dinosaur game sa Google.
It's one of those things that you'd think,
What?
you've
PS1
never
yan?
heard of it. Well done. Nice one, Maynard. All right.
Yes.
So, let's continue. Let us see if Raymond is not available just yet. It looks like. Who wants to go next? Carlo or Bel?
Yeah.
Carlo wants to go next. Sige. Ayan.
Ako na, bago ako makatulog, medyo ayun. Medyo napadali sa sa inuman sa isang barkada na
Oh, that's fine.
Ito ko lang saglit na na medyo may problema sa ibig sabihin medyo nahihirapan sa buhay na medyo kailangan mo
Damayan, di ba?
Damayan, tama. Damayan.
Okay yun.
Ayun, napadama yung buong tropa. Gandang gabi nga pala sa tropang Grippers ko din, lalo sa nag-drive sa amin, paring Michael. Yun.
Nice. All right, sige Carlo. Let's see what you've got.
Matuloy tayo sa ating topic na hidden gems. Itutuloy ko lang yung 2.5D na genre ni paring Papa M. Sana wala pa nakapagbanggit.
Yes, 2.5D.
2.5D genre. Itong game na ito, nai-release siya sa PS1. Bukod sa PS1 pala, meron siya sa Sega Saturn, PC, Windows. Meron din siya sa Engage. Kung familiar kayo sa Nokia Engage.
Oh, shit.
Really? We're talking about hidden gems here talaga. Okay.
Yeah, so, ito, ang game na ito ay tinatawag na Pandemonium.
Pandemonium.
Yeah.
Right. I heard of that.
2.5D lang siya na karakter mo ay pwede ka mamili ng dalawang karakter, pwedeng pamilian. Si Nikki at si Fargus, kung tama yung pagkakalala ko. Pero yung Japan version niya, na kung saan meron akong physical copy ngayon, hindi ko lang nailabas. Iba yung story nila. Kaya kung gusto mong laruin yung Japan saka yung US version, maganda kasi magkaiba yung story nila Magkaiba yung FMV, magkaiba yung karakter, pero yung stage halos pares lang. Naiba lang talaga yung story. Bali, ang story nila ay, hindi ko masyadong maalala kasi matagal ko na huli na laro. Pero ano to, parang may evil wizard something na gustong i-conquer yung kung ano man lugar. Na sila ang dalawa ang magsi-save ng lugar, they will save the day, parang ganun, kumbaga. Na bukod sa dalawang yon, yung dalawang yon may kanya-kanya ring skill or moveset na bali kung nanggaling kayo sa 16-bit 2D RPG 2D platformer gaya ng Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario World, medyo madadali ang transition nyo from this game. Kasi ito talaga isa rin kagaya ng Tomba na talagang masasabi ko na unlike nung mga 3D games na medyo parang para sa akin lang, mahirap na laruin ngayon kagaya ng Tomb Raider, yung Ninja. Ito kasi talaga simple game lang. From left to right, jump, jump, attack. Ano rin, pwede mo ring attack yung kalaban ng by stomping. Napakasimpleng laro. Na sigurado ko lahat, kahit sino sa atin, magugustuhan itong laruin. Ayan. Yung FMV niya, kung mapapasin nyo talaga, first generation PlayStation FMV.
For those of you
Ano
who
ba
are
pala
on the for those of you who are on the audio podcast, Pandemonium is the 2.5D platformer game that has that clown or the jester as the as the cover. So, yan, Maynard.
Is this Pandemonium?
Yes, Pandemonium.
Watch out guys, laruin ko to sa stream.
All right, looking forward.
Kasi lumabas to sa sa ruleta ng supporters ko. So,
ay, ayos.
I'm gonna play this.
Yan.
For those of you who are unfamiliar with the gameplay, we will be watching Maynard and kaka-computer mo yan stream Pandemonium in the near future. Okay, continue, Carlo.
Okay. Isa to sa dahil first gen game ito. Bukod sa memory card save, meron din tong password save. So kahit wala kang memory card, pwede mo i-continue lang yung progress mo. Isa sa maganda rito. Kaya nung time na yun 15 blocks ng memory card ko nung meron ako nito, sabi ko, puno na ng RPG yung memory card ko. Ito, password lang gamit ko eh. Parang lang, yung Crash Bandicoot 1. Parang ganun lang.
Alright.
So, my verdict for this game, must play? Yes, why not? Must play talaga para sa akin. Kasi yung just the gameplay kung galing mga retro gamer kayo talaga na na nanggaling kayo sa 16-bit era, 8-bit. Ito madali kayo magta-transition dito. Madali siyang laruin, hindi siya talaga ganun kahirap din. Saka hindi siya ganun kahaba, parang 19 levels lang ata. Kung di ako nagkakamali.
Okay.
Ganun lang.
Nice. All right, so that's Pandemonium for the PS1. That's Carlos' very first hidden gem for the PS1. Next one, Carlo.
Ito namang next game ko. Hindi ko pa siya talaga nalalaro. Pero dedicate ko pala to kay Sergio RPG. Kasi literal na Japanese RPG siya. May na-import siya sa Switch, English localized. Pero yung PS1 version niya, nag-stay lang sa Japan. Ito yung Moon RPG.
Moon RPG?
Yeah, a remix adventure. Siya, nung nabili ko siya, hindi ko lang maipakita ngayon yung game kasi naglalaro ako ng Fortnite sa Switch. Pero siya, actually hindi ko siya masyado nalalaro. Siguro mga 1 hour into the game pa lang ako. Pero sobrang kumbaga kung talagang mahilig ka sa mga 16-bit RPG. Kasi ito isa sa first gen RPG ng PS1. Yung graphics niya talaga hindi nagkakalayo sa Beyond the Beyond.
Big pardon, Carlo. What's the title again?
Moon.
in one.
Moon
Moon
as in
Remix
one.
RPG Adventure.
Let's see. Let's check what it looks like.
Ang graphics niya parang
Moon Remix.
hindi nakakalayo sa mga Akdalad. Graphics niya, 2D game like that.
All right. Okay. Seems a little interesting.
Yes, that's the game.
It's very whimsical, you know.
Ang kagandahan nito, siya?
Parang Saga Frontier.
Kagandahan nito, meron na siyang English translation din, kagaya nung Police Notes. At available siya. Pwede ko pa sabihin kung saan site ako na download ko ito.
Okay.
Well, if you want to download the game, if you want to Google it, there's this site called CD Romance. Andun lahat, karamihan ng translated games, meron ding hack games. Ito, isa na yan nandun, meron siya dun. So, napakalit lang ng size niya, parang wala pang 100 MB sa pwede mo siyang laruin sa mobile phone mo. Just download the dock station. Nag-plug na ako. Yun.
Have to admit, I
Hindi ko
mean,
siya
I'm an RPG fanatic then, and this is very obscure. I've never seen this one.
Ako rin, nito ko lang siya naalaman, bandang 2019. Tapos sabi magkakaroon daw siya, mapuport sa PS Switch. So, sinearch ko siya. Ganun pala, talaga obscure talaga siya kasi Japan only na first gen halos. Kaya hindi siya masyadong pamilyar. Hindi ko na rin siya masyadong nalalaro ngayon kasi madala ko na rin mahawakan yung Switch. Gusto ko lang masabi itong game nito para sa kalaman na iba na talagang nalaro na lahat ng RPG sa PS1 at makakapag-try naman ng iba.
Para sa yan, Joe.
It kind of reminds me of Saga
ko,
Frontier.
Saga Frontier a little
yung
bit.
animation style niya.
The art style reminds me a little bit of Rayman, except in 2D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the libless character.
Yes. Oh, nga. All right. Nice. Very cool. That's would you rate it as a must play?
Must play.
Must play. All right.
Yes.
Cool. Nice. All right. So that was the second one already from Carlo.
Third game ko, yung aking third game is this game na may parang parang Resident Evil vibe, pero hindi siya survival horror. Lang siya, yung yung kanyang graphics ay pre-rendered. Pagkakatanda ko, tank controls din ito. Pero sa halip na nasa kagaya na sa Resident Evil 2 o Resident Evil 1 na nasa mansion lang kayo or nasa police station, ito naman nasa train kayo. Train yung inyong settings. Siguro familiar na kayo sa binabanggit ko. Medyo ma-action na laro ito, para action movie kung tutusin. To this game actually. Chase the Express or Nuclear Ops. Nuclear Dawn Covert Ops, I mean.
Nuclear Dawn Covert Ops. I
Yes.
see. Okay. Nuclear Dawn Covert Ops. Yes, that's one. Isa yun sa mga games na nakikita mo sa, like I said, sa suking tindahan mo na it doesn't jump out at you initially.
Yes.
You have a fixed budget of money kung ano yung mga bibilin mo for that week or for that couple of weeks sa suking tindahan mo, and between a game like Vagrant Story or Nuclear Ops, mamimili ka between those two. And maraming nagsasabi, Vagrant Story is really good. Maiiwan mo yung Nuclear Ops sa tabi. And you hope na someday in the future you'd come back to it, but you never do. Carla, describe the game.
Yun, basically parang Resident Evil siya, less the survival horror elements. More on pure action siya, nasa train naman ang settings nyo. Like, yan. Medyo, parang siphon filter siya mixed with, Resident Evil. Less the horror elements.
It does come across as siphon filter-like,
Yeah.
Actually, nung nalaro ko nung araw, hindi ako nakarating sa disc 2. Hanggang disc 1 lang ako. Kasi, hindi ko tanda kung bakit hindi ko nalampasan yung isang puzzle. Isa ito talaga sa gusto kong balikan na game. Kaya gusto ko talagang i-share to sa mga hindi pa nakakalaro, sa hindi nakakaalam. Isa ito talaga sa magandang laruin. Kasi yung graphics na lang niya na pre-rendered gagaya ng sa Resident Evil, talagang hindi kagaya nung mga pure 3D na pag tinignan mo yung graphics ngayon, excuse sa mga games kagaya ng Tomb Raider, na talagang dated sobra yung graphics. Ito kasi talaga semi pre-rendered with some polygons. Okay na okay yung graphics niya para sa akin pa. kahit hanggang ngayon.
It looks awesome, really. I mean, I know whoever's in the audio podcast right now, we are seeing. It looks like it looks like a very good mix of Resident Evil and Siphon Filter. The mechanics look very Resident Evil, but the design of the action looks very Siphon Filter. So I'm very thankful to Carlo for showing this to us. Really. Ayan. So would you rate it, Carlo, as a must-have, a must-play, a mamaya na, or
For the three games na nabanggit ko, ito talaga yung para sa akin must play para sa lahat. Lalo na sa mga sa mga mahilig sa mga action games. Ito talaga. Sobra.
Nice. Again, meron na naman ako naidagdag sa aking backlog na mga lalaroin for the next few years. For the next few years.
Fox Cross, bro. Fox Cross, bro. Sana i-stream mo to.
Yes. Sige. I will comply. I pauunlakan ko iyong imbitasyon, Carlo. You know?
Yes.
Very nice. All right. So, moving on. Very good choices, Carlo. And honestly, the show so far has provided me with amazing hidden gems of the PlayStation 1. And sa dami-dami na mga nakikita natin, na nagugulat talaga ako. Now, it's going to be a fight between Raymond and Bell. Sino may gustong una makipagbakbakan at may pakita kung ang nila?
Si Bell.
Sige, si Bell. Sige, Bell.
Sige. Ako na lang. Siguro unahin ko is yung Adventures of Lomax.
Adventures of Lomax. Ayan, okay. Lomax.
Lemmings Adventure.
Yes. Describe it to us, Bell.
Actually, first playthrough siya nung last time kasi ni-request lang din sa akin ng mga supporter viewers natin. In-stream ko siya, nilaro ko. Ano siya? Spin-off siya ng Lemmings. And yun, ang character natin is si Lomax. Ang same story, 2D platformer, usual hero ka na magliligtas sa kingdom nyo na ang mga tao doon is ginawang kalaban, ginawang deadly monster, zombies, cowboys, aliens, yun, parang mga ganun. Ayun, nirelease siya PAL by the developer Psygnosis, publisher Psygnosis, same. And nirelease siya sa EU noong 1996 and NA, October 1996, same. Ayan, sige, pakita nga natin.
You know something, Bell? Kailangan parusahan ko yung sarili ko. Ako, DOS player ako. Sobrang hilig ko sa DOS games. And isa sa mga favorite ko ang Lemmings. And ngayon ko lang nalaman na tied pala ito, related pala itong Adventures of Lomax sa Lemmings. Kailangan parusahan ko ang sarili ko dahil hindi ko alam yon. Ikaw may kasalanan nito.
So ano siya? Pagka 32-bit din, and 1632-bit siya bale. Mix siya. Then ano ba? Same lang, button niya, walang double jump, normal attack, square, spin jump, talon, then attack, then normal attack lang. Ayan, walang wala siyang masyadong power up or kahit anong special button na attack niya or magic. Then, nagpe-play
we lost Joe, I think. We have no control over the video right now. But I saw a little bit of the video gameplay and it looks smooth, pare. Ang smooth ng animation niya.
Ang ganda ng graphics niyan, promise.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Sabihin natin, if you wanna see the real game on the or experience the real game sa emulator with the HD graphics, sobrang ganda niya. At kapag kinompare mo rin siya, if you play naman sa original, sa CRT, sobrang iba. Alam niyo yung ang hirap ipaliwanag yung pagkaka-details ng niya. Pagkaka-detail ng
Yeah, we have the gameplay showing in the sidebar right now, and so, it is awesome. The detail, tama sabi mo, Bell, the quality of the animation, the smoothness of it, the colors really pop out. Maganda siya.
Colors,
Yes,
sobrang
yes.
colorful niyan at sobrang
On par with Rayman.
ang enhance masyado ng ng kulay talaga niya ng graphics para promise. Yan, nung simulan nakita ko yan na request ni kalimutan ko sino yung nag-request sa akin. Si Joseph. Ayan, nasa si Joseph. Andyan, kung nandito ka Joseph.
Shout out.
Ayan. Shout out sa'yo. Salamat sa request mong to. Ito, hindi ko alam to eh. Hindi ko talaga to actually alam. Then, nung tiningnan ko nga at nung tinry ko, ayun, sabi ko, ba, alam ni Joseph yung mga gusto kong klase ng laro kapag 2D. Ito. So, ayan, collect coins. And then, every attack mo sa mga, parang yung binabato mo kasing pang-attack dyan, bukod sa nag-i-spin ka is, ayan, katulad yan. Nagiging, yung mga kalaban, binabalik mo siya sa normal form nila na nagiging lemmings ulit.
Lemmings.
Ayan, tumatakas na ulit sila pa dito sa kingdom na yan. Hanggang ayan, until mabit mo yung boss sa pinakadulo. Ilang stages ba to inabot? Parang hindi ko bilang pero mahaba rin. Pero kaya siya siguro mga 1 hour and a half of gameplay kapag nilaro natin yung buong playthrough or na-stream ko siya 2 beses. So ayun nga, around 1 hour, 1 and a half or 2 hours or 3 hours na tuloy-tuloy at wala nang exploration, dire-diretso. Hindi mo na i-collect or ililigtas lahat ng mga lemmings diyan. Okay lang.
Looks pretty good.
May boss fight din, pero medyo madali lang eh. At saka sobrang linear din. Para kang naglalaro lang din ng Super Mario, sabihin na natin. But, hindi. Sega. Like, kung sino nakapaglaro ng Mickey and Donald, parang ganun yung feeling sa akin eh. Parang ganun yung pag kinokontrols mo siya eh. Parang ganun. Like, ayan, same rin na may mga vines, di ba? May iakitan. Pero doon rope eh. Dito, mga vines na kinakitan, kinakapitan. Then yun, once na ma-hit ka, matatanggal yung cup mo, spin ka lang muna ulit. Balikan na lang ulit kapag nakuha ulit ng cup, yun lang ulit, control mo. Parang si Mario na sa Odyssey. Gamit mo, binabato-bato mo yung cup.
Si Cup.
Medyo nakakalito rin yung minsan yung daanan niya kasi hindi mo makita yung buong map and hindi mo alam kung yung sakop ng hindi siya yung dire-diretso lang eh. May akyatan eh. Ayan, katulad. Hindi siya yung alam niyo, yung per level ng anong tawag dito, ng stages. Hindi siya yung normal na isang straight ka lang na dire-diretso. 'Di ba? Dito, umaakit ka, tumababa ka, may kaliwa kanan, may harang na daanan sa nabablock ka. So ayun. Ayan,
would you rate it as a must-have, must-play?
Oo, must-have siguro. Ang hirap na hanapin itong game na to.
I can imagine. Yeah.
One of the rare to, alam ko eh.
Oo.
Rarest na lang. PS1 game.
Play, must play kung gusto niyo i-try. Sobrang ganda.
Nice. Okay. Good choice. Okay. Number 2 game from Bell naman. First one is Adventures of Lomax.
Okay.
Second game is
game number 2 natin. Ito, medyo ha-hardcore rin natin ng konti. Heart of Darkness. PS1.
Heart of Darkness. Yeah.
Oh!
So yan. Sobrang lupit niyang laro na yan. Ito yung mga kinakatakutan din laruin dati sa mga sa mga shop, sa mga rentahan na sobrang frustration tong game na to sa umpisa kapag hindi mo talaga
Another word size game.
Short description of Heart of Darkness, Bell.
Story niya napunta lang siya. Napunta yung game na nagkaroon ng action dahil gusto niya i-rescue yung aso niya. Yung aso niya napunta sa kabilang world eh. Kabilang world which is yung puro shadows yung mga kalaban. Naligaw siya doon. So ayan sa intro, yan yung intro eh. Nag-aaral siya. Then pag-uwi na lang niya, wala na si Doggy. Yung aso niya. Doon siya nakatira. Doon siya tumatambay sa may tree house niya sa taas. And then one time pag-akit niya, wala na yung dog niya. Then, paano nga ba nagka-portal yun? Ayan, yung aso niya. Yan lang dahilan niya. Nakipag-niris niya yung buhay niya. Nakipaglaban talaga siya para sa aso niya ngayon.
It gives a new meaning to man's best friend kasi you're willing to do anything for your best friend, di ba?
Ma-forward mo ba? Tito?
Ayan. I don't have control. I think it's Raymond who has it. Ayan. There you
back
go.
mo ulit. Sige, okay, gameplay. So yan, sa gameplay,
Yan yung part na
ito yung sobrang hirap ng controls. Okay. Pagdating, hindi naman sobrang hirap. Simple, pero hindi ko alam kung sasabi mong mahirap dahil sa mechanics nung
stressful, I guess.
Sa basics nung controls niya kasi hindi mo malaman kung hindi. Sige, sabihin ko ng may delay ang movement dito. Hindi siya yung once na snap na nag-press ka ng right, titingin ka kagad. Hindi, may may frame siya na saglit pa kailangan paharap pa siyang pag-ano.
Yan, proton pack?
A little bit like
parang gano'n na, proton pack. Pero sa umpisa lang yan, mawawala yan Mapapalitan yan.
So ayun, yan ang weapon niya. Yan lang pinaka-weapon niya. Light, yung kuryente na yan, which is yung laruan niya.
Yan yung wala na siyang yung proton pack niya.
Patay.
Laruan niya sa bahay. Yun, namamatay yung mga shadow dahil sa light lang talaga. Kung kailangan niya na source ng light. Well, yung weapon niya kinain to So wala kang weapon, mawawalan ka ng weapon. So umpisa meron ka talaga. Late mo na makukuha.
Jesus Christ.
Mga bandang 80% na ng game, doon mo na mare-recover yung weapon mo na nilunok nung halimaw na yun, kasi naman yan. Hindi ko alam pa.
People are familiar with an old game called The Neverhood, yung claymation style, ganon. It reminds me of this. This game reminds me of that. Mga claymation, real style artwork and interspersed with CGI. Ayan,
it reminds me of yung bagong Tomb Raider na kapag nagkamali ka talagang patay kung patay.
Ito yan, ganun talaga, one hit sobrang one hit nito.
Mga
lalo
one
na
hit
kapag and yung kalaban dito, talagang imamab ka. As in talagang spam siya. Try mo nga man i-forward ulit.
Sa akin naman, ang gameplay niya, kapares mo sa flashback, saka Another World.
Yes.
Another World.
Another
World. Oo. SNES.
Same style sila.
Same rin ng level yun.
Same feel.
Difficulty.
Okay.
Sobrang pesta rin nung na yun nung Another World.
Isa rin yun,
Seryoso. Yun yung tipong pag namatay ka, reset. Insta siya Nabubuhay ka ulit kagad sa parang specific checkpoint na hindi siya yung buti nga ganoon ang ginawa nila, hindi yung umpisang-umpisa talaga. And ang mahirap din dito is yung may mga puzzle yan about diyan sa mga seed na yan. Kung paano mo titirahin kasi ang direction lang is walang yan. Ano ba tawag dito? Yung horizontal? Tama ba? Ay, diagonal. Okay.
Diagonal, yeah.
So, diagonal. Doon, ang hirap i-point nung kapangyarihan niya, yung power niya na yun para mag-grow yung mga seed. Ang hirap siya tirahin. And, ayan, non-stop yan. Hindi na uubos yung mga shadow na yan. Uubusin ka yan. uubusin mo talaga yung mga kalaban na yan. Pero hindi mo mauubos kahit ubusin mo. Pero may specific room naman na nawawala sila. Pero, parang nagpapahinga lang Para ayan, kita mo, isipin mo paano ka dadaan diyan. Hindi mo sila mababato ng or matitira or mapapatay ng dire-diretso. May specific kang pwesto. May pwesto ka talaga dapat diyan na ayan, tama yung ginagawa niya ganyan. Piniipon niya lahat ng ng mga mobs. Pero ayun nga, kung sa lang talaga, kung sa feeling ko talaga nag-hidden gem to dahil sa difficulty lang talaga ng game na hindi kayang malaro ng mga bata. Siguro 15 years old
mukha siyang pambata pero hindi
Tama. Mukha siyang pambata talaga yung game. Pero sobrang hindi talaga, promise. As in, kailangan may experience ka sa platforming dito at may patience ka kasi talagang ibabalikan ito sa sa checkpoint kagad pag namatay ka na sobrang layo pa at hindi mo maisip kung paano makatawid sa per siya per room siya. Ganyan lagi ang style niya. Pagpasok mo ng hindi siya nag-i-scroll. Pagpasok mo paglabas mo ng room, isa ulit room ulit. Ayan, ganyan ulit. Kita niya, napapansin niya. Hindi siya totally nag-i-scroll na katulad ng ibang platforming na 'di ba tuloy-tuloy infinite scroll hanggang dulo na ng goal. Hindi, dito room by room, parang naglalaro ka ng Mega Man na nakakat yung nagta-transition kapag lumilipat ka ng room, 'di ba? So ayun, maganda yung story kasi mamimit mo tong mga kabilang mga tribal. Sila talaga ang kalaban dito itong mga monsters na to na hindi ko alam tawag dito itong mga may pakpak na parang mga bubuyog na to or what, dinala siya dyan. And ito ang dahilan din, sila rin yung nagtatransform ng nagiging shadow at sila rin yung nakatago na sila, extinct na sila, ini-extinct na talaga sila ng mga shadow ng shadow tribe. Inuubos na talaga sila lahat. Once inatake na rin tong itong tribe na to, natuntun sila, sinundan sila at tumakas na sila lahat. So ayun, sinave niya rin tong tribe na to and then nung natalo niya, nakuha niya yung parang kulay green na crystal. Nabalik sa dati yung mga shadows. Balik ulit. Naligtas niya na yung aso niya and then hindi ko na i-spoil yung ending. Yung ending
it looks like a game na people would really enjoy going through though. And it looks like something na people would really like to experience for themselves. That's Heart of Darkness for the PlayStation 1.
Parang nanonood kasi dito ng ng mga Disney movie. Kasi yun nga, syempre bata, 'di ba? Usual bata. Friendship ng aso at bata, ng kid. And then new friends doon sa tribals yung nakita nga natin yung mga bagong ano man tawag dito sa mga species na yun. And then ililigtas mo sila and then ayun, yung ending hindi ko pa talaga masabi pero maganda yun. Gusto ko laruin yun. Kung sasabihin nyo sa akin must play talaga kasi yung story yun yung habulin nyo. Kung nahihirapan kayo, tiisin nyo na lang.
Alright.
Seryoso, promise talaga
sige, must play. And Bell's number 3 pick for the hidden gem for the PS1 is
ano na lang siguro.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Racing. May nagbanggit na ba ng Chocobo Racing? Chocobo Racing. Sa Chocobo Racing. So, eto, tinapatan niya si si CTR dito But, si CTR and Mario, syempre Mario Kart.
Chocobo Racing!
Yan. Gawa siya ng square. Parang iba yan. Tama ba yan? Okay, ayan. Isa sa mga favorite racing game ko to. Ano man tawag dito? Ang story mode niya, ito kasi. Marami siyang hidden characters na galing sa Square, Final Fantasy. More on Final Fantasy kasi talaga to. Chocobo, White Mages, Black Mage, Golem, Behemoth, Bahamut, Sid, Squall, Mog.
Six Squall. Secret character.
Si 13, si Cactuar, si Sid, SS Invisible. So, ayan, andun lahat ng mga secret characters. Nakakatuwa. Ito, kung para sa mga bata, playable naman siya, friendly naman siya. At saka talaga nakaka-enjoy. Ayun, story mode niya, ano ba? Same lang, ma-recruit mo makakalaban mo each characters dito, each main characters, and then magagamit mo sila, pwede mong gamitin and magagamit mo rin yung mga skill nila, special skill or special ability nila sa race. Ano pa ba? may ano ba kayo? May tanong ba kayo about dito? Sige mo.
I would say, so you would rate this as definitely must play, Bell, right?
Siyempre.
Nice.
Racing.
Hindi ko alam kung may US version. May US version ba talaga nito?
May US yan, may US.
Yeah,
English na ako niya.
nakita ko siya.
Hindi ko kasi nakita hindi ko alam yung cover ng niya, ng US. Madalas nakikita ko talaga.
Kagandahan nito, Bel, di ba, no? Magkakaroon ng bagong version nito sa Switch.
Ayun. Bibiling ko yun. Hindi ko alam may collector's edition. Kung may collector's edition kung pinalagpas ko yung collector's edition ng Metroid, itong Chocobo hindi. Kukunin ko to. Seryoso.
Nice. So, Bell's 3 games are Chocobo Racing, Heart of Darkness, and Adventures of Lomax.
Adventure of Lomax.
Lots of stuff for me to add to my
varied genre. Yes.
Very genres. Nice. All right. Now,
kasama
I'm
rin yan
curious
sa
about... Ano yan, Ja?
Mukhang makakasama din yung game na yun sa sa Fast and the Furious episode natin.
Actually, yes.
Pwede.
It looks like it.
Nice.
Oo nga. Ayan. Now, I'm curious about this next guy's hidden gems picks because his tastes are a little bit close to mine din eh. So I'm curious about what Raymond has for his hidden gems for the PS1. Raymond. Mike is
Actually, dalawa lang.
dalawa lang. Okay, sige.
Dalawa lang. Yung una, yung pinaka baka tumaas yung feeling ng iba. Legend of Ligaya.
Legend of Ligaya. Ayun.
Saksak niya!
Actually, may explanation naman kasi siya. Kung bakit. Kasi it's an underrated RPG game.
Aha.
Yeah, so basically it's an underrated RPG game pero yung storyline niya is good. The fighting mechanics is good. One of a kind compared sa mga Final Fantasy games, Chrono Cross games, Chrono Trigger games, Legend of Mana games, or the Legend of Series games. Kasi yun nga, hindi to turn-based. Turn-based siya pero yung attack mode niya as you can see by cursors. At saka at the same time, yung inputs niya.
Combo.
Oh yeah. And then that time kasi nung panahon natin sa PS1 yung itsura niya is medyo ahead na compare mo sa Final Fantasy or sa mga series ng RPGs that time.
Good shit.
So, yun lang. Yun lang yung pinaka main ko siya, bakit siya as a hidden. At the same time, ito. Brave Fencer Musashi.
In Legend of Ligaya's case, it's not as well known here in the US as it is in the Asian regions. I have to admit na Raymond's opinion of it being an underrated gem is actually pretty accurate dahil marami akong nakakausap dito sa US na RPG fanatics. When I mention Legend of Ligaya, medyo hindi sila, nagbablanko sila. They don't know what it is. But for us in the Asian region, sa Pinas and everything, very well known siya. Dahil maganda yung gameplay niya, maganda yung mechanics niya, maganda yung storyline, and for us, graphics, Yeah.
Very unique din sa battle system talaga.
Very unique battle system.
Kasi isipin mo tayo, yun nga lately, habang ni-stream ko to is yung mga Pinoy na viewers, nalaro ko na yan. Pero pagdating sa mga international viewers, that's a good, parang sometimes may nag-comment sa akin na follower na English, nasa Amerikano. What game is that? Yan.
Yes.
So, yun. So, basically, okay siya sa Asian, ay siguro sa atin, pero sa Western countries, hindi.
That's true.
Ayan.
All right. So definitely that is a must play. I kind of doubt that that we'll be able to find good copies of that floating around in the market. If you can find it, it's a must have. And Raymond's next pick is Brave Fencer Musashi
Masashi.
Brave
for
Fencer
the
Musashi.
PS1.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
kilala sa atin sa Pinas, literally unknown abroad. Continue, Raymond.
Ang Brave Fencer Musashi naman sa akin, storyline, still maganda. Kasi actually yun ang hinahanap ko sa yun ang hinahanap ko sa mga games before. The storyline itself. So, at the same time, yung cuteness nung si Musashi yan. Cute na chibi. Let. And then yung mechanics din ng ng gameplay niya. Yun. Yun lang naman ang hinahanap ko eh. Sa actually yung some din may nakita rin ako mga nasa forums din. It's part of the hidden parang part into yung parang must have or must play game aside sa Legend of Legaia. Hindi ko lang alam dito bakit hindi pumatok sa mga western countries ng game na to. So, yun lang.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good choices, Raymond. Again, I can say na Raymond's choices tend to skew a little bit closer to mine. Medyo magkapareho kami ng taste niyan eh. Pero in general, yung lahat ng mga nai-recommenda ng mga kasama natin dito, take note of it, everybody. Lahat ng mga yan, puro mga nilagay ko na sa aking listahan para hanapin, huntingin in the future, at saka laruin. Yan. All right, so we're in the home stretch. I might as well do mine na lang, just a really quick, really quick showcase of what I consider to be hidden gems of the PS1. So really quick lang, my first choice is a game called Tunnel B1 for the PS1. Yes.
Tunnel
Now, this
B1.
Yes, Tunnel B1 is a pretty obscure game that is a tunnel runner, actually. Ngayon ko lang na-notice that my hidden gems are the ones na will cause motion sickness kay Raymond, kay Jonas, at saka kay Maynard. So, I'm sorry to say, guys, yung mga choices ko baka mahilo kayo. So, this is my choice. My first choice is Tunnel B1. A short description, it's like a first-person shooter where you're inside of a ship. A rail shooter. Well, not so much a rail shooter as it is. Parang halos na rin siya. Running around inside of a car.
Rail din to.
Shooter or through tunnels, clearing out yung mga iba-ibang mga creatures and rats and everything. Fox Frost in the comments says, Tunnel B1 is na-try ko siya, Kuya Joel. Using a flight stick, super solid siya. I agree, Fox. A really good choice. I like this game because of the fact that it is a little bit unique in terms of its gameplay. It is... Yeah, like I said, strange dahil yun na nga. It's one of the earlier first-person style running around a tunnel kind of games. Kind of like Sewer Shark, if anybody's familiar with that old game, Sewer Shark.
Yes, Sewer Shark.
Yes, so that is...
Ang astig ng cover niya.
Yeah, of course.
Medyo,
yun nga, medyo unique nga yung cover niya. That's true. It's a little strange. It's a little weird. Eye-catching.
No, para kala mo, survival horror style horror.
Yeah, almost survival horror in the thing, A game that I can compare it to, I guess it's a little bit like...
Imagine niya, Tito, naka-VR.
Oh, imagine what. Good choice, Billy. If ever man naman into VR, makakandasuka ka.
Pala, yung pinapanood ko, nahihilo na ako eh.
Kaya yun nga. Station na Raymond din. So, describe what it makes it unique. Again, very fluid yung motions niya. You're shooting through a tunnel, fighting all of these robotic enemies and everything, and you just have fun running around playing with it. I would say must play for first person shooter fanatics. I would say it's a must play, pero again, it's like one of those
this
things
is basically Doom, but you're running.
It's essentially Doom first person. Except you're inside of a car, essentially a tunnel kind of thing. All right, so another one na pampahilo sa ating mga kasamahan is a game much like Descent. If anybody's familiar with Descent for
Descent.
DOS, this is its equivalent.
Forsaken?
Forsaken. Good choice, Carlo. Good guess.
Yes.
Forsaken for PS1. Ngayon,
The future is Forsaken.
for future is Forsaken. I absolutely love the old DOS game. Descent.
Kuya
This,
Joel, may ball dyan.
yeah, agreed.
Kaya pala.
Patingin nga. Forward natin.
Naituloy na rin yung request ni ni Toffee, na bold.
Asan yung ball?
Forward.
Asan yung
Now
ball?
this game is a lot like the old DOS game Descent. 360 degrees of movement. You're running around inside of inside of a star base. You've got different weapons that you can upgrade. Yan. Pasensya na, Raymond, na habang tinitingnan mo, I know nahihilo ka na ngayon.
Hindi, sa bold hindi mahilo yan.
Kaya nga hinahanap ko eh. Huwag ka magulo.
Mas magulo.
Hahanap ko nga eh.
Yun. So, I like the fact that it's also very colorful. It's not, the special effects, the particle effects on it are very colorful. Hindi ka constrained lang sa grays and browns and everything. For those of you who are interested in 360 degrees of gameplay, this is the game to get. Forsaken for the PlayStation 1. You can upgrade your weapons. You can fight different robots floating around. You explore essentially a 360-degree maze, and you complete the objective of trying to destroy the base that you're in. So that is the next game in my list of hidden gems. I know it's not very familiar sa ating mga Pinoy or sa ating mga Asians, but this one is highly recommended for me. This is a must play as long as you take your motion sickness pills.
Reminds me
Kuya
of
Joel, nire-release ito.
Yes, meron siyang remaster.
Meron niya sa Switch.
Yeah. Meron siyang remaster or what's the right word for it?
Yung bold.
Ginawa siya.
Hindi ko makita nga yung bold eh.
Sa search bar mo
Yung model niya.
Lagay mo
Kasi yung sa poster, nakikita ko sa magazine.
Second PS1
Kita yung lower half.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that is my pick number 2. Must play for the Now the last one, I guess, it's not really hidden as it is underrated. Like Raymond says, it's one of those games na kilala siya, pero it's not really, hindi siya sinasabihan na sobrang ganda dahil compared to the DOS version or to the Windows version, it's a little bit harder to control, and the graphics are much less refined. So these would be my third pick of underrated gems for the PlayStation 1. It would be Wing Commander 3, Heart of the Tiger for the PlayStation 1, and Wing Commander for The Price of Freedom for the PlayStation 1. Now, the reason for these being my choice is these were the games na nirelease nung kasagsagan ng mga full motion video games for the PC and for PlayStation 1. Yung mga full motion video games, you would notice if you look a little bit closer, the main character there is played by Mark Hamill.
Luke
Skywalker himself.
Mark
PC
Hamill.
version din to, di ba?
Sorry, what was that, Raymond?
May PC version din to?
Yes, may PC version din siya. It was originally in PC. Lumabas siya sa PlayStation 1. These are my hidden underrated games for the PlayStation 1 because of the fact na it's one of the, I would say, lost genres of gaming nowadays. Na yung yung flight sim ship battles, space style, ganon na hindi siya na masyadong popular nowadays. The newest one I know that's being made is Star Citizen, also by Chris Roberts, the same guy who developed these games, Wing Commander, So
it's like a movie.
It's like a movie. It's a very cinematic and it's a very cinematic game. Yung cutscenes niya have you making choices kung ano yung mga gagawin mo in terms of the next mission, kung sino makakasama mo, and kung ano yung magiging choices mo. But I like it mostly for the fact that the storyline is amazing. Maganda yung storyline niya with Wing Commander 3. Wing Commander 3, you're fighting the Kilrathi, these giant tiger-like aliens. Ganon, So,
Wing Commander, sa Star Wars, ang tawag nila sa mga Wing Commander nila is Wing Commander din.
yes,
So it's just a coincidence. So. They got Luke Skywalker.
Not so much. Likely not.
Back off ng Star Wars.
And in Wing Commander 4, the storyline here is that you are going to be fighting the coalition forces that seem to be rebelling at the end of the outskirts of your galaxy, but it turns out that you're fighting somebody from within. Traitor, malalaman mo na. Oh, I completely forgot. It's not just one big name star here. There's a lot of them. If you notice, that's Mark Hamill as Colonel Christopher Blair, and Malcolm McDowell. Is that his name? As the admiral that you're going to be allying yourself with, So those are my picks for must play, and if you can find them, must have games for the PS1. Hidden gems, underrated classics. Back to you, Joe.
Oh my God. We went through it. We survived that. Oh my God. Guys, yun pa lang naman, sa dami na ng mga hidden gems ng PS1. There's so many sa totoo lang, and we cannot really
Tatlo pa lang nga yung kay
all of
Sir
them.
Joel, marami to eh.
Dami na, right?
I have to admit, I had to pare down my choices from 10 to 3. So,
Diba? Hindi ako inawat kanina. Saan natapos ay maaga.
Well,
Well, anyways,
we were enjoying.
guys, this is just a PS1. And pilit pa kami nito. Pilit pa kaming, we're trying to limit ourselves pa nito, no? And hopefully we can probably do the other consoles. Maybe the Sega ones. We still got the PS2, no? The Famicom, Famicom, of course. But we'll take care of that eventually soon. So let's just end the show right now. Let's do shameless plug. Sir Bell, ikaw muna, shameless plug.
Del, shameless plug.
Alright, so ayun guys, Belgian, FB, Twitch, YouTube. Ayan. Search nyo na lang.
Metroid.
Metroid Dread.
Tingnan na maglaro.
The name is Dread.
Gusto nyo palang
Metroid Dread.
panoorin ang playthrough ko, buong playthrough ko ng Metroid. Ayan, tinatapos ko na siya
makaparod
ngayon. Yun,
Kala na
catch
ay
me
bag
na
ko,
lang.
kakalaro.
Daily stream naman tayo. So, ayan, Metroid currently ngayon. Mamaya, mag-Metroid ulit tayo.
Ayan.
After ito.
Idip lang po na sandali para mag-Metroid mamaya.
So, ayan.
Iwas na sa spoiler.
Alright,
Yun,
thank you
huwag
for
na lang
that,
di kalimutan
Bro.
follow din Pinoy Retro Gaming syempre.
Yes. Nice.
Sir Carlo, ikaw naman. Shameless plug.
Ayun.
Yan, no?
Magandang gabi ulit sa inyo lahat. Paikot-ikot lang ako sa FB, pero kalimitan doon lang ako talaga ako sa RGCP, Retro Gamers Collectors Philippines. Kung may hanap kayong retro games, kahit bago, baka meron ako niyan. PM lang. Ganda gabi sa inyo lahat. Salamat. Panonood.
Si Sir Ray. Sagutin mo nga daw si Sir Toffee, bakit wala akong Xenogears?
Okay lang ko dyan, Char. Ewan ko.
Wala ang
Wala nga
Xenogears.
Oo.
Hidden gem ba
Basta,
yun?
wala kami Xenogears kasi wala kang Twister Fries sa amin.
Walang twisted price.
Anyway guys, maraming salamat sa mga nagbigay ng oras sa amin. This is Retrofit Gaming of Pinoy Retro Gaming. You can catch me on my page at the same time sa PRG page. I'm doing streaming din doon at the same time. So naghahati ang aking katawan lupa for that. So hindi ako nagko-cross post kundi din ako mismo. Last time naglaro ako ng Power Rangers Fighting Edition if naabutan nyo. Yung sa SNES. At the same time, I'm still playing Legend of Legaia. And then yun lang. So, plug ko rin yung page ni Mrs., yung Mararatsi. Kasi baka mabugbog din ako. So, again, thank you so much. And salamat. Yan na lang.
All right. So, for the sake of Sir Toffee. Sir Toffee, kung mapapansin mo, wala masyadong Square Games, no? Ang Square Games, they practically own PS1 in regarding with their JRPG. So, Xenogears, not really a hidden gem. I mean, almost all of the, siguro lahat naman ng mga PS1 players, they must have heard of Xenogears one way or another, no? So it's not necessary. It's not it's not really in the genre of a hidden gem. Hindi mo rin siya masasabing underrated dahil it also reached critical acclaim din naman. So we'll do Xenogears eventually, but we did tackle Xenogears when we did our top PS1 games. So
PS1 RPG.
JRPG, PS1 game. So, check mo yon Sir Toffee.
Yes.
Nandun. Mas 5 oras kami nag-usap doon.
Oo. Inabot tayo ng alauna pasado.
Hindi na natin ulitin yun. So, for all of your retro needs, guys, games, toys, consoles, what have you, retro gamers, collectors of the Philippines, nandun lahat ng mga tao dito, doon, online selling, buying, bidding, sniping, they got it all for you. And sa mga nakikinig pa, we are transitioning na po away from Wakalas Radio. We are under new management ng PRG. So our live streams will now be simultaneously broadcasted sa Facebook page po ng Pinoy Retro Gaming, aside po sa kaka-computer mo yan ni Papa M. And we also have our own YouTube channel na it's Timeless Gamer PRG. Kasi meron ng ibang taong gumagamit ng Timeless Gamer. Timeless Gamer PRG. Unti-unti na po namin pupunan po lahat ng mga episodes namin. I-archive namin doon para isang panooran nyo na lang. Alright? And gumawa na rin po kami ng sarili naming Spotify channel. So punta po kayo sa you can search Timeless Gamer sa Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and iTunes. Available na po yan dun sa 4 na po yun na major podcast platforms. Sir Joel, syempre, ating wing commander ngayong gabi.
All right. First things first, thank you every single one of you. Lahat ng mga tao na nandito sa chat na nakistambay sa atin. We here at Timeless Gamer, ginagawa namin lahat para ma-enjoy, magpaka-enjoy. Hindi lang kami-kami, kundi pati rin lahat ng mga tao na nandito sa chat. Kung sino man ang nakiki-interact sa amin, we consider as part of the barkada na rin, as part of our circle of friends, kaibigan namin kayo lahat. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga naki-interact sa atin dito sa chat. And me personally, maraming salamat din sa lahat ng mga naki-interact sa chat, pati na rin sa mga kapanel natin dahil sa dami-dami ng mga hidden gems and underrated games for the PlayStation 1 na hindi ko pa nakikita at hindi ko pa nalalaro. Ngayon, marami pa akong mga idadagdag sa mga gusto kong mga laruin, hanapin, at saka isama sa aking koleksyon. From 16 years na backlog ko, magiging 20 years na yan ngayon. Again, thank you very much to every single one of you. I am the Banyagang Native, the Pinoy Gamer Abroad. Maraming salamat. Makikita nyo ako na nag-i-stream ng Rhapsody for the PlayStation 1 most recently. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat, and I am passing it back to you, Joe.
All right, guys, and that's the show for this evening. Hopefully by next week, we are going to do our Fast and Furious episode. Lahat, everything with wheels. Everything racing, everything with wheels, anything na lang may gulong, we will talk about that hopefully by next week. And once again, guys, our bodies and our video games may grow out of date, but our gaming experiences will forever remain.
Time.
Yeah. Happy birthday sa my birthday din.